Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to Phil's Recap and Review. Game of Thrones, Season 7, Episode 2, Stormborn. And here I am back this week, but I'm not alone. I have with me two very good friends that are back again this week to join me to talk about Game of Thrones. We have Joe Dirty Locks and Katie Crow in full effect. We also are not alone. We have with us the best, the beautiful, the live, motherfucking chat here to talk about this episode. Fucking A. Here we go. Okay, I wasn't sure if we were live yet. I was looking at the bottom of the screen. But we are live. Welcome back. We're here to talk about this episode, Stormborn. What an episode of Game of Thrones. A lot of stuff happened in this episode. Arya met up with Nymeria. We got Sam torturing Jorah to try to save him. Which was really fucking horrible. It was almost like the shit montage was warming us up for that.
What is it like a shit montage?
Awesome. Juicy.
It's always a warm-up.
Speaking of shit montages, pieces of shit Reeky montages, we got the reemergence of Reek. We got Euron ingratiating himself to the audience by killing sand shits that try Ninja Turtle techniques against Euron, and he was too much the shredder, and he just stabbed the fuck out of them. We got the return of Nymeria.
Yeah.
Who basically just told Arya to go fuck herself.
No.
And what an episode of Game of Thrones. Any episode that we have dead sand snakes is a happy episode for me. But if you guys want to get in the conversation, you're welcome to join in. You can call on our phone line at 657-383-0370. You can also leave a
hashtag 2 out of 4 ain't bad.
Text at 781-990-8509. Get the 781-990-8509. Tell us on a scale of 1 to a billion how happy you are that sand shits are dead, and if it made you like urine dripping down your leg a little bit more. We have the live motherfucking chat. Caitlin's in the live motherfucking chat with a poll asking you for your side butthole vote of this episode. We'll get back to that at the end.
Mine's the cleanest.
My butthole never votes.
I was just going to call you Stephanie. Katie's butthole never.
Sorry,
I have Stephanie's butthole in the mind. Jorah's going to kill Jon Snow. Human form for Katie again. Carrying grayscale, choking a finger in a dead pussy. Oh, yeah. And then we fucking got Littlefinger acting all kinds of stupid. We got another amazing Sansa moment where she was complaining and really making some good points to Jon about why he shouldn't leave and this, that, and another thing. You know what Jon did? He pacified her with power. She's like, you know what? What are you going to do? You can't.
True motives.
You can't do this. You can't do that. And Jon goes, you're in charge. And she goes, okay. You can,
yep. You do whatever you want. Goodbye.
Yeah, you can leave. It's all right. Great move by
Littlefinger's sitting in the back going,
Wow.
But they never make it to White Harbor having been attacked on the road by bandits.
Oh my goodness. Littlefinger and Jon. I don't know how much of that was patterned by Littlefinger in an intentional way to do the kind of shit that he did in that scene. I sure hope later on we find out that it is. Because if that was just Littlefinger being his version of Ernest, I think he's a big dumb idiot. I don't know about you guys.
I think he's desperate.
I think he's
extremely cunning. But it came off as very desperate to me.
Mm-hmm. We did not get hashtag blue wolf balls. We did get the actual wolf.
Oh, that was beautiful.
That was a good scene. That really had me very much emotional.
Yeah.
I got to say, there were a couple of moments in this episode where I was not as invested in it as I wanted to be. I think in the Jaime and the Cersei scene and the everyone reacting to Daenerys stuff seemed to go a little paint by numbers. Dragon Queen's there. We got to. I mean, I don't know how else you get through that stuff, but it was very kind of what you expect. I did like Cersei and Qyburn in the basement with the crossbow and all that sort of stuff. But what the fuck are they going to do with that crossbow? That dragon's not moving.
No,
okay, you can hit a dragon when it's a skull when it's sitting there. When the dragon's breathing fire on you, flying around, you really think that thing's gonna be able to harm you?
Yep.
And those bones are old and brittle, and they've decalcified. Like, yeah, it's very fragile. So it can.
It's not muscle and scale surrounding it.
Yeah, exoskeleton scale. Like.
And how much time are these guys going to get to train with these? How many of these bows have they made? Have they already been training? Is that the only one?
It takes a lot to hit a moving target, let alone a dragon that's flying and weaving and shooting fire at you. So that one little weapon is just gonna be able to stop the dragons. That's what you're counting on, Cersei?
That and luck. Yeah.
And how could I forget? How could I forget? We got my favorite scene of the night. I mean, I think we really needed this. We got a deep dive, a real exploration into what Game of Thrones is about tonight with a long, drawn-out scene of Grey Worm and Missandei hooking up. I really wanted that scene. Anyone who knows me, I've watched this since the off-season. I've been begging for that scene, and it didn't disappoint me. It lasted longer than shorter time than I wanted it to. I wanted it could even be longer. Joe, put that back on the screen again for a second. Make Brooke Blackman feel really good about the Funko Pop. We got the Grey Worm Funko Pop, which actually has a bigger gash than Grey Worm. No, actually has more of a penis than Grey Worm.
I hate Funko Pops, by the way. That was a loot crate crap.
Crossbow equals bullshit, says Melissa Farrell in the chat. Your mom says,
you're here.
And your mom verbalizes what most people are screaming at me right now, though. Phil, those titties in Grey Worm's ass, though. Come on. Is that bad? I mean, you're complaining about that?
They were pretty. It was pretty. It was a very pretty scene. True love.
I'm not complaining about the prettiness of it. I'm complaining about the quickness.
The lack of mutilated genitalia on my screen.
If you're going to do it, show me the mutilated genitalia, Joe.
Right. That's what I wanted to see it. I wanted to know if it was root and stem or stem or root.
We're pretty sure it's root and stem, but picks are.
Is it the captain? Is it the sailors? Is it both? Is it the whole crew? You gotta know.
Yo, picks or it did not happen.
Yeah, seriously. And well, I'm curious about it too because I don't know. Like if you take the testicles, does it affect you hormonally? Do you develop like those masculine, like aggressive traits, so to speak, that the soldier kind of needs to maintain? I don't know how that
Thrash in the chat agrees.
Physiologically would work.
Good point, Kate. Thrash in the chat agrees with you, Joe. I really wanted to see Grey Worm's lower half. Just curious to see the gash.
They showed us the wart dick.
They talk about it a lot. Like we know it's there.
They showed us the warty dick last season. Yeah. Why don't we get the mutilated genitalia this season?
Fucking A. I gotta send
for educational purposes, if nothing else. Really.
I gotta send some huge love. Educated purposes, exactly.
And masturbation material.
Whoa.
Yeah, and so Joe.
I'm sure if that's what
Joe and I would have something.
No judgment.
Yeah, Joe and I need something to do at our next
game night.
Next game night. Yeah, what do you think we do at game night? It's circles for our game night.
I try not to think about it.
Cookie. Who wins the cookie?
The cookie. Gotta say huge love to Mo Genie out in the live chat right now. Mo Genie, lots of love to you and lots of love to everyone in the live. Pete's live music. Grey Worm has mastered the short sword. Melissa wants to know, do they scissor? Do they scissor? What's going on there?
I think we saw what they do. They get oral from Grey Worm and
cuddle.
That's it.
Well, there's more. There's a lot you can do.
We can get some toys in it for
everyone about the clitoris and the importance of it. But
yeah, Grey Worm gives her oral. She gets a smile, and he goes to war.
Is that all you can use?
We're gonna show.
No, but that's what we saw.
Yeah,
we're gonna show with this.
Tell me where they touched you, Phil. Tell me where they touched Melisandre.
Now the side duck goes here. Side duck is Grey Worm, and this is Missandei. Now Grey Worm
not to scale.
Not the tits might be right.
These models are not to scale. I'm sorry. Bill Sotheby says, but can you imagine Game of Thrones being nominated for an Emmy for makeup and design for a mutilated genitalia? It would be next level epic. I agree.
If they pull it off, absolutely.
In this gender awareness time,
we have to make aware of gashes.
Gender fluid.
I'm not a gaseous.
Katie, I don't want to know what's happening with the fluid, Katie. I don't want everyone.
Don't be a gaseous, HBO. Show that shit.
HBO, stop being gaseous.
Bad job, HBO.
So a lot of people in the chat saying there are some nice perky titties and a nice perky bum on Grey Worm.
Thank you. On Grey Worm and Melly.
Yeah, I mean,
I thought you were talking about me for a
what
second.
they do for a living, they have to be fit. So it would kind of, you expect the tight.
Audrey says Grey Worm's head game must be good. Absolutely, especially if she comes back for seconds. We finally see Missandei naked up
for seconds. It's like
Jacob calling me out. Jacob calling me out here. We finally get to see Missandei naked up close, and y'all worried about Grey Worm? Shake my head at all of you.
Dude, who's saying
Worried about
who's
Grey Worm.
no?
Worried
You know,
about him.
okay.
I wasn't.
I like
worried.
titties. I enjoyed titties. I enjoyed Melly's nice little Katie. When Melly's
Katie, does Joe enjoy
when
titties?
Melly's bum came on screen, what was my reaction?
Ooh, bum.
Brum, brum, dum, dum, dum. You know, I played the
I-
bongos
yeah,
on it.
I-
She doesn't even remember.
You
The
have
ass was nice, the
various
titties
and
was nice,
diverse
but
reactions
what's
that
wrong with the
usually
mutilated
positive
genitalia?
to the bum.
I want to see that too. I want to see it all. Don't
Hashtag,
hold back.
hashtag HBO is gaseous.
They are gaseous, absolutely.
They're completely
Change it
gaseous.
up, HBO. Stop.
So we got two people on hold right now on the phone line. So
Ooh.
let's get our two callers that are on hold
Ass
right
bum.
now while we're waiting. And before we start the second half of our show here, the second half of the show,
Okay, more.
Pod showed Grey Worm the way. So did Jon Snow. Masande was hearts, hearts, hearts. This first caller is from area code 347. Area code 347, you are on the air. What is your question and where are you calling from?
Hello.
Hello, 347, you're on the air. I'm putting you back on hold, 347. I am. How do you do that? How do you put you on hold? You're back on hold.
Hang
When
on.
you catch, I will get back to you in 1 second. Area code 202. I think this is Jay. What's going on, Jay?
Big J.
Hey, Joe, I told you so. Arya's going back to Winterfell.
Ah,
Do you guys think the Night's Watch will still exist at the end? Because the way I see it, it's no need for the Night's Watch to exist if the White Walkers win, because there'll be no people. And if the wall comes down, there's nothing to defend, and all the wildlings are already past the wall. The White Walkers are already past the wall. It's presuming that they killed them in order to win the war. So is there any point for the Night's Watch by the end? I say no. And
Good.
Katie, you sure the bones weren't harder? Because
they're harder, all right.
Jay, you
missed
just felt
the
like
last
talking
part
about
of
a
that.
hard bone with Katie. We know
Yeah. Trying to slip that one by me, huh? Trying to slip a bone by me there?
that one
Jay?
past the
Huh?
goalie, huh, Jay?
Listen.
good question.
No, I know. I'm kidding. I'm sorry. Other
She
caller, I
brought
think I
it
hung
up.
up on you by accident, caller. So definitely call right back.
Okay, first off, Arya, yes, she turned around when she saw hot pie, but she says to Nymeria, "Hey, we're going to Winterfell. Come with me to Winterfell." And that, like, no, you don't belong there. Or that's not where you belong. Come on, she doesn't belong there yet. She
Well,
knows
yeah,
that. She
and-
just came to that realization. She's going
I'm
back.
sorry.
to
I
her
didn't want
mission.
Joe. I didn't want to play this, but I got it, Joe.
Hey, you'll see. You will see. You will see. This is not over yet.
Yeah,
This
she's
is not
there
over yet. And so far, as far as she didn't. Everybody said pre-season opener she was going straight back to Winterfell.
Yeah, it's taken her a few.
It's taken her a while. She went and killed all the fucking Freys first.
But
So if I end up being wrong, I won't be 100% wrong. But I'll give you, as of right now, it's still in the air.
Well, but she hasn't gone back because
She has not
had
yet.
no idea that her family was in charge of Winterfell again.
Right.
So,
Now she knows, and now we'll see what happens. And then what was the other thing you said before the dragon bones?
Well, Hot Pie wanted Arya's hot pie. Well, Jay. He was talking about the dragon bones, and we'll get Jay back on again in a little bit to tell what his other point is. We'll take a couple of text messages that we have right now. Azimuth Game says, here, it's tragic that Arya is going to miss her family again. Jon won't be in Winterfell. She will get in touch with, she will get to see Sansa, and that's, yay, good for, yeah. No, I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, that'll be good. I think that will be a healing.
And I think she's going to be hugely helpful to Sansa to
yeah.
try to, like, put some common sense, and also the other way around, that I think Sansa will be helpful to Arya to kind of center her even more.
I hope so. It could go the complete other way, and Arya decides that Sansa's on her list.
Oh, how awesome would that be?
I hope for the best.
We can all hope for the best and hope that Sansa ends up on Arya's list. I think
No.
I think we're speaking. Wait, are we doing the show with Timo now? Is that what's going on?
No, not what I meant. Not what I meant.
This is from area code 406. I want to hear your take on the dynamics of face changing. Arya looked and sounded like Walter Frey, and it seems his height. What does that say about the baby faces in the House of the Black and White? I think it's just a lot of like glamorous type magic stuff. There's just a lot of shit in the training of the faceless men that can allow them to mess with perception a lot, to make people, so we as the audience are seeing what the people see, which is the perception of it looking different. That's maybe a bullshitty answer. That's like a wizard did it, but that's my answer. Any of you guys have any speculation other than that?
I mean, that's pretty much what I chalked it up to, unless maybe she's spiking like someone, I don't know, that like, yeah, it's glamour, it's messing with perception. I can't figure out how else she would, like height and the like
right,
all of that.
it.
It's
holy fucking shit, everybody. Analysis of Thrones has started the party with a $5. He says, let's get this party chat started. Motherfucking chat, long live Sansa. Here we go. Here's a spin for Analysis of Thrones. No whammies, no whammies. Recently added to the wheel today is Joe show his tattoos off.
Oh.
Yeah, here we go. Silly, and that's what it landed on. Silly hat for Phil and Joe show your tattoo. So we'll do that in a second here. Congratulations, Analysis. Let's take a couple more questions from the text, and Joe will show his tattoo in a second.
This one?
Yeah, go for it, Joe. Wait, go. Let me put the camera on you. There you go. That's Joe's tattoo. Yeah, there you go.
Unfinished.
Yeah, I didn't put Katie show her tattoos. That's not fair. So yo, Phil, it's Sir Ulrich, Analysis of Thrones. Just wanted to shoot a text saying how awesome Uncle Euron was in this episode. It's cool that the episode called Stormborn started out with Dany the Stormborn, but ended with the man last season said, I am the Storm Brother, the first and the last one. I thronegasmed 10 times when the Sand Snakes, when they got died. One got impaled, the other hanging. Can't wait to see what he does to Bad Pussy. I think it's Cersei that's going to be doing something bad to Bad Pussy.
Yeah, Mama's.
And Mama Bad Pussy. Much love, Phil, in the motherfucking chat. Long live Sansa, queen of my heart.
Oh, my. Yeah, I don't know. I had a love-hate when it came to the urine stuff.
Yeah.
Whatever his name.
You can call him Urine. It's fine here. It's fine to call him Urine here.
Stormy Urine.
Oh, no.
And holy shit, we got another super chat from Timo there in a second.
Oh, Timo.
Hello, Phil. I'm so annoyed I can't make the live chat tonight. I had a few points. Number one, this episode was so much better than the season premiere, other than the Rim and Sexy, and Grey Worm and Yara. 2, Hot By and Arya, Hotria. I ship it now. Today was the first time I liked Dany since season 1. She should be more like a competent leader rather than a bratty, petulant child. When Arya saw the puppy pack, I almost lost my voice screaming at the screen. That last scene was awesome for so many reasons. Euron was a badass. Sand Snakes died, and Reek just showed how much of a cockless cockroach he is. And I hope he dies this season. Love you all and have an amazing stream. Just wanted to drop my 2 cents. I have to agree, and I think Katie wants to jump in on this too. I actually like Daenerys in this episode.
Yeah, well, that scene with her and the
My series.
No, with Queen of Thorns.
Oh yes.
That was I loved. It was short. It was too short. Like that interaction. That was beautiful, and it was
a really fun dynamic. I agree.
Yeah.
I actually really like that dynamic a lot. So Timo gets another spin here. So let's spin for Timo.
That was a hate donation, by the way, by Timo. I hate Sansa donation.
Oh, is that what it was? I didn't read it. Sansa, it is. Fuck Sansa, the power-hungry selfie, whiny, dumb, ash. Stuck.
Yeah, I'm sorry. That's how I feel about her, really. Like, as soon as he was like, I'm leaving you, she was like,
Joe and Katie.
I know she doesn't agree with me.
It just feels like I don't necessarily have an opinion on her motives. I feel like I'm watching a different scene. Like there was a lot more to it than what you're saying you saw.
No, I hear. And we're gonna unpack all of that when we get into it, guys. I just wanted to warn you for 1 second. You're gonna hear your voices for 1 second here.
Why won't you listen to me, John?
Oh, here we go. Here it is.
Now.
So,
okay.
Here you go.
It's the most random night. Show are you watching? Don't get it. Oh.
It's the most random night. 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 It's the random night.
Okay, so sorry, I had to play that after Timo's super chat donation. That's Timo's official theme song, unless she hates it. So Timo says, I agree, Joe. You guys, I think you guys should be good now and not hear each other, not hear yourselves.
Well, show them this wine opener. It's
fucked up. It doesn't need to be seen.
It looks like a penis pump.
She would know.
Okay. My expertise on the penis pump.
Oh, that's more of a slight to her than you, Joe. I mean, to you than her, Joe. We got a call. This may be, I'm not sure who this is from, but this is from area code 111-111-111.
It's from 11.
11.
11. Are you calling us again? What's up, 11?
I miss you, 11.
Hello?
Oh,
11's a tease.
11 got scared. 11 got scared. Oh, she donated again. Timo gave us another, and Timo goes, "Everybody drink." That's what Timo's last one landed on. So toast, everyone. Everyone in the live motherfucking chat right now. Let's toast.
I got the Game of Thrones red going.
Nice. And Timo gets one more spin of the wheel.
That's bitey.
So here we go. So without any time, let's not waste any more foreplay. Let's get into this fucking shit. Let's play this one right here and get into our...
It's bitey. It's coming.
Recap! Now let's get into our recap.
Oh, I'm exhausted now.
I know, I'm super exhausted. I'm ready to... Joe's hitting the penis pump hard tonight. Loner.
Wine opener.
Everyone. Just drink more, Noreen says. Hope you guys are fucking amazing. Pete's live music gives another drink. And Timo's last one landed on 10 push-ups. Holy shit, I got to write 10 push-ups down because I'm going to do it later. 10 push-ups.
IOU.
Music gets another spin.
Are we collecting IOUs?
I just write them down because sometimes it's just easier to do like all the super chat stuff at the end.
Except when it's a drink.
Yes. Oh, bite of a sandwich. That's easy. I'll do that in a second. Pete's live music gets bite of a sandwich. So let's get into our recap. We open up in the episode on a Stormborn, a Dragonstone. It's a huge fucking storm. It's crazy. I thought the visuals were really good, and I thought it was a good kind of introduction and a good lead into this episode and where the episode ultimately ends up. It was a good, having seen the whole episode, it was a good kind of sandwich ends. Good ends of the sandwich. And I love you guys so much. Tyrion, and then Tyrion and Varys and everyone, they start talking about to Daenerys that this was kind of like the night she was born on. And there's a meeting. Daenerys is discussing the plans to take over. Dennis, then we get what I think a lot of people wanted from this scene. We get, first of all, did you notice that Tyrion is speaking with a new, deeper voice through everything? He has this kind of new voice where he's
more noble.
Cersei will totally kill you and blow you and fuck you and eat you shit.
I didn't really notice.
All the dogs in King's Landing howled through the night.
I wish I could remember it. I always thought this would be a homecoming. Doesn't feel like home.
We won't stay on Dragonstone for long.
Good.
A little slight out to like they shouldn't have gone to Dragonstone in the first place, but they went because of historical reasons. Tyrion speaking in a very commanding kind of tone. Ultimately, this scene goes back and forth. This scene is about a lot of things. It's about them kind of setting up their attack, about Tyrion and Varys kind of laying the seeds into Daenerys' mind about not wanting to be the Queen of Ashes and not wanting to go in there and just burn everyone down. And it also ends up with Varys against Daenerys. Daenerys starts calling him out on all of his bullshit. You supported my brother. Yeah. What would my brother do if he had 3 dragons? He would have gone to King's Landing already, and he's an idiot. You supported him. What, you wanted to kill me? You bounce from ruler to ruler to ruler. And Varys just doesn't take her shit. He's like, listen, I never even heard of you before this Khal Drogo situation. I must have helped you. He has an answer for everything. Yeah. I didn't think I could like Varys more, but after this scene, I liked him more. He's just talking shit right to her. And I really like this scene, guys. I don't know about you guys. What'd you think?
Agreed. You could tell he was scared because, you know, his life is on the line and a lot of potential suffering if she decides she doesn't like his answers. But he's very honest and forthright with her. Like, my loyalty is not to any of you fucks. I want one of you to be good to the people because they're who I'm loyal to. That's me. I am of the people. So I really liked it. I thought it was very good. It was very, very moving.
He finally answered that question about where his loyalties lie, and they lie to the people. I mean, he said it before when he said it to Ned in the Red Keep. My loyalties lie to the realm, but he got a little bit more specific in this situation. We talked to Danny about it.
And he was very emotional and came across as very sincere in this. He wasn't just trying to spin a story to save his life or get his way. He was sincere. Like, if I'm gonna die telling you the fucking truth.
Yeah, and that's what that's what I liked about and I liked Daenerys in this fucking scene too, which I don't usually like her, but excuse me, I like that she kept calling him and kind of pushing him on the issues. And Tyrion was defending Varys the whole time and going back and forth. I like how Varys didn't hold back when he said Robert was a better king than your father because he enjoyed killing people. He just
didn't care. He didn't want to rule. He left the people alone.
And I think her reaction to that ultimately is respecting him for it and saying, will you call me out on my bullshit? Will you tell me to my face when I've gone crazy, when I lose my mind, instead of laying seeds of discontent behind my back? And you know the cutest thing of it all? She thinks he won't do that because I love Varys, but there's no way on earth that if he starts disagreeing with Daenerys, he's not going to whisper behind her back. I don't buy that for a second, personally.
No, he has plan B and C and D, all over the place.
Exactly. He has plenty of plans. He knows about Jon's parentage, and he has Jon in the back burner and all that.
Yep, he knows it. Like, dude, Varys knows everything. He knows all about Bran's visions. Like, somehow he's in them and he's watching everything. He knows everything, Varys. I don't put anything past him.
Marry, kill, fuck Drogon, Rhaegal, and Viserion. I would definitely I'd marry Drogon because you want the big daddy as the one you're married to, and you can fuck on a regular. I would probably, and people can correct me, I'd probably have sex with Viserion. Isn't he's the more green one, and I'd kill Rhaegal just because the name's the toughest for me to pronounce. So I wouldn't have to do that.
Interesting.
Awesome scene. Somebody needed to speak for the people. I would love to see him meet Littlefinger again. Maybe it could be the bowl that people can fight for. I would absolutely love to see those two people meeting again, but I think Varys is more of a survivor. Littlefinger is like a flame that, at least on the show, Littlefinger's a flame that's going to burn out here. He's burned as far as he can burn. He can't fucking burn no more.
He's played both sides for so long.
Yeah.
Yeah, eventually that's just going to...
Like, for Littlefinger, it's all about his pride in the end. It's all about salvaging his pride from that way back when rejection from Catelyn event. Ultimately, he has a pathetic motivation.
I knew I was going to do that. I got the dragon wrong. I got the wrong one green, and I'm going to get called out. There's going to be comments as Phil, you don't know shit, you idiot. You got the fucking... The people are being very nice in the chat, but I know there's going to be at least one comment on this video that's going to be like, Phil, you were fucking moron.
Study up, man. Come on.
Learn. Do you even watch Game of Thrones, bro? What the fuck? And I will just be like, listen to this asshole.
You're not a fan.
It's Timo's Red of the Night.
I'll be like, listen to Timo's Red. You motherfucker. Thank you, everybody. It's not the size of the ambition, it's how you use it. Phil, the issues guy, this is from Dylan. Love Dylan because I have a crush on Dylan McKay. Do you think that Samwell Tarly will rule House Tarly when his dad dies? I do think Sam eventually is going to sit at House Tarly with Gilly and raise their family there. I don't know why I have that kind of feeling. I think
that brings us back to
like that too.
Jay's other question was about the Night's Watch. So the only way that happens, I guess, is if there is no Night's Watch, right? Because he's a man of the Night's Watch. So how does he get back to the hill? I mean, and I don't think if the wall falls, they're not protecting the wall from the wildlings. They're protecting it from the whites and the others. And they've been beaten back before. And the wall was built and they've been beaten back since during the long night and shit. And it's just because you win this battle or you beat back the night or the winter ends, does it mean that threat is still gone? I mean, remember, this wall's been there for 10,000 years. They don't come every winter. It's not necessarily that, they had to have their numbers replenished for another big new battle. How do you do that? You let the wildlings build up and keep taking their dead over a long period of time. So it's not necessary that the Night's Watch might not be needed anymore. It might be needed more than ever if the wall falls.
Yes.
So let's take a couple of quick calls here before we go back into our next scene. See if anyone has anything to say about the scene. This is from area code 918. 918. Who are you? What you calling from? Where are you calling from?
Hey, Phil, this is Corey. How's it going, man?
It's going great, Corey. How are you doing, man?
Good. I just got one question with logic in this episode.
Uh-oh.
Who built the statue of Ned? Was it Roose and Ramsay? That statue looked pretty old.
Oh, was there a statue of Ned? I'd have to rewatch the scene because I'm looking. Who? Yeah, that's a good question. Who
Yeah, there's a statue of Ned. I'm like, did Roose build this, or was it Ramsay? I'm like, because I don't think John had enough time to build it. But that just threw me off.
Maybe Roose, even though in his fucked up ways and all of his fucking shit, he still has somewhat, and I'm sort of making this up, but maybe Roose and all of his fucked up shit, unlike someone like Ramsay or anyone else, has at least a little bit of respect for the North. I might have disagreed with Ned Stark and him gonna die, but I still was loyal to him, so I'll pay him the respect of having this built or something. I mean, I might be reaching with that one, but
season 2, she got the bones back. So those bones were sent back to Winterfell in season 2.
Okay, so maybe it happened before then.
Before Rob lost his life.
Well, they might commission those statues too. Like, people die real quick in this place.
Probably Bran, when they found out, someone said Ned probably got made him years ago. Rob probably done, said Steve. Bran said pseudo salad, or it was built before he died. Maybe built before he dies. Triggerman asked question: will Gendry pick up Theon in the rowboat? That'd be amazing, Triggerman. Let's take a couple more calls before we continue here. This is from area code. Oh, this is 1-1 again. Let's see if we can get 1-1. 1-1. Hello. Okay.
No,
1-1.
That's the last time we're going to take 1-1's call, unfortunately. Sorry, 1-1. Now you're having phone difficulties. Area code 218. Turn down your radio. Turn your radio down.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, that's okay. How's it going?
All right, good. It's just a funny thing. I was just wondering if anyone thought that Euron Greyjoy kind of looked like Bam Margera from the Jackass days.
I saw you say that in the chat.
Yeah.
I agree.
Same haircut and all that.
He annoys me so fucking much. It's the worst character on the show. Far worse than Gillian, Sam, and all the rest. Like,
is Euron? You didn't like him any better in this
pirate?
You didn't like him any better in these last 2 episodes, Joe?
No, and in fact, this is what I think about right from the minute that the Greyjoy storyline, even in the books, like if this is how the books culminate, like right from the minute I feel like George just wasted my fucking time with the whole entire Greyjoy side story plot line.
He brought in
at this point, I'm like,
wow,
exactly. I feel like the whole thing was like a big waste of fucking time. Like the whole King's Mute, fuck that shit. Like it kind of like knowing that this is where that part of the story ends up.
It's disappointing.
But maybe it makes the fuller tale more robust, I guess.
Analysis says, really? He's been my MVP of episode 1 and 2. AJ Gonzalez says Euron was okay. Ha ha ha, Euron is Bam Margera.
That person loves Negan too, I'm sure.
Oh my God, smiling bloody men killing people just does it for me. Timo says, I don't know why. Smiling bloody men killing people, I don't know, it just does it for me. We got Peter Griffin in the live chat right now. Peter Griffin says, oh, that was Euron. I thought it was Dave Navarro.
I'm glad people aren't on this like what the fuck? They didn't have to cut his hair. They really made him look fucking stupid this season. I'm sorry. I think he just looks dumb.
I think he looks better than last season.
What? What happened?
The whole Greyjoy. Let me say it again. The Greyjoy suck. Let them be stricken. Their island full of fucking trees built this armada again. I got to bring it back to that. That's so fucking ridiculous.
They didn't plunder
timber. At least
where did that come from?
Just bad. D&D bad. Poor marks on the whole Grey Loin storyline.
The Grey Loins.
Grey Loin storyline.
Fuck the Grey Loins and their balls.
Our next scene, or lack thereof.
Towards the end of the scene that we had in our first scene, Tyrion is basically trying to save Varys' life. Ultimately, he swears allegiance to Daenerys, and she says, if you betray me again, I am going to burn you alive! And he's
at the stake.
Alive.
By dragons.
With
dragon fire.
Alive.
I'm going to burn you dead.
And
not pound.
I'm gonna murder you, dude.
I'm gonna murder you. And Varys says, I expect no less from the Mother of Dragons.
Of course.
And
he's a genius. I'm sorry. Varys is an absolute
he knows how to play people.
Consummate survivor.
He knows how to play people so well. He's someone you're not going to bluff, again with the poker, not going to bluff him out of the hand. He's a Dan Harington, or whatever that guy's name was. He's kind of like just a solid rock player, always playing manipulations, but it's subtle. It's not as obvious. You don't realize it, and you don't realize you're being played by Varys while he's playing you. He has so many different faces.
Yeah.
So many different ways. Bill says, just to add a little bit more logic to here, to build 1,000 strips would take around 300 acres of forest. The Iron Islands has that, and plenty, Bill, and plenty. Varys is a cock. Someone says urine is poison proof that he creates ships out of thin air. That's magic. He must burn you alive. And speaking of burning you alive, and speaking of burning you alive, right on point is Mel shows up.
Oh, of course she does.
And they talk back and forth in Valerian about how it's Dany's heard of the Red Priests and they helped keep the peace over in Essos.
Yeah.
And then Varys steps up and is like, yeah, she can't be trusted. She fucks Stannis Baratheon, yada, yada, yada. And Dany goes, well, you fucked me, and so I'm going to trust her. And today we're deciding not to burn people I want to burn. Meh.
We're forgiving people who have betrayed in the past.
Tyrion, can I burn at least one person tomorrow? Yes, Queen. You can burn one person tomorrow.
No, but Melisandre still needs to burn for what happened to Shireen. That alone. All the other people, whatever, but Shireen.
I hope it. Oh, I just had a thought. I mean, not that this is too obvious of a thought, but at the end of this episode, I wrote this in the notes later, but I might as well say it now. Davos is the guy that comes with Jon to go see Dany. So when Davos sees Melisandre with Dany, I don't know if that's going to go very well for anybody.
No. Oh my goodness. I didn't even think of that. Oh, wow.
Holy shit. We got Jade Dragon Melly. Love you guys from another super chat donation. You guys in super chat are amazing so much. We thank you so much for the support you give us on the show and trying to get us a little fucked up. We have a really good time with it. Jade says, love you guys. Hopefully the board lands on shots all around. Human Katie Crow is beautiful. That seemed to be a point going through the chat, going through the comment section this week, everybody. So yes, Katie chose a good human host body.
Run away!
I chose it.
I'm running away.
Yeah, Joe picked it out at the factory where Maeve was born. For anyone that knows what I'm talking about there. So Dirty Issues is in the live chat. Great to see you, Taka. By the way, Phil, I can never look at Davos the same way without saying big city lawyer. We totally got a big city lawyer moment. I already have it. I have it in my notes. I'm no big city lawyer, Sansa and Jon, but I think you two should get along better. I'm not saying the Dragon Princess can be trusted, but I'm saying that fire burns White Walkers, and she's got dragons. I'm no big city lawyer, Sansa, but I think that can help. Yep, we did get that scene where Davos breaks it down for you kids. I love it. I love it. Yeah, Katie is a host. It's confirmed. Confirmed. So that landed on... it actually landed on Phil Drink. It didn't land on Joe Drink. It landed on Phil Drink. So it doesn't say shot. I changed one of them to drink, but I will take a shot. This is the absolute that Elia left at the house. Thank you, Elia. Appreciate for fucking making me drunker. Here's a fucking here. You guys like to see me fucking pour this shit. There you go. Full shot, assholes. That's for you, Joe. You asshole. There you fuck you. Dylan says, Phil, what do you think will happen to the prisoners Euron captured? I think that
Larry and the Sandsake presence.
I think that presence. Yara.
She was hanging.
I think is going to be his play toy.
No, hanging from the bow of that ship.
Oh, I thought that was one of the sand shits.
I thought that was.
I'd have to rewatch it. I thought those were the two sand shits that we see at the end. Whip sand shit being hung, and other sand shit, Obara and Nymeria dead. At least that's what I thought it was. Two in the box, ready to go. They'd be fast, we'd be slow.
See, I don't know. I couldn't tell.
Fuck, dude.
Katie and I thought it was Yara that was hung.
Steve has a good point. Urine will sit on the porcelain throne.
And here's the thing too. What was he gonna do? Like, he's looking around. All his crew is getting fucking gutted and having their gold teeth pulled out. And
are you talking about? Are you jumping on Theon? You jumping on Theon?
What was he gonna do? Sorry, Yara. Like, what am I gonna do? I'm gonna charge him. These men are gonna cut me down on my way across the. I don't have a bow in my hand. There's nothing I can do at this moment but live.
Steve said, "Yeah, Urine will sit on this porcelain." So Yara is alive, but wishes she was dead. It's raping time. That's what I think, Wolf. It's all
the men that she's been telling what to do for so long.
Yep. The fuck is Joe talking about? Says Lego Motel. Urine is good prisoners to Cersei. Usually Helen, but she doesn't seem to react to Tyrion mentioned the niece being murdered about the sand snake. Scout says, yeah, it was the 2 sand fleas. Oh, Barbara, what the fuck's your name? Vinny Barbarino? What was that? What's that sand snake? Vinny Barbarino? Jay's been on hold for a little while, so sorry, Jay. Let's get to Jay's comment question here. Jay, what's going on, buddy?
Well, there's a couple things. Yep. Joe, when I said, will the Night's Watch be done, I didn't mean that, like, I thought they were going to beat them back to the lands of always winter. I thought one way or another, the war was going to be completely over. Like, all the White Walkers and all the whites would be dead, or all the humans would be dead.
No.
In that case, I'm just like, what's the point of the war?
No, all the humans won't be dead because there is the land of always summer. And that's the islands, right? Those islands south of Westeros. There's a chain of islands that are known as the Islands of Always Summer. Dorne is never known to have really a winter. It's been kind of insulated from it. So, and we don't know how this affects Essos at all. So, as far as all the humans being dead, maybe just on Westeros, most of them, but not all of them.
I'm gonna bring Jay back in here for a second to respond to you, but I just want to say every time you say that, the humans are dead. That's right, they are dead.
No, all humans.
All the humans.
00001.
As far as them, all the knights and the whites and the undead being murdered and killed off and the war being over, how would you know? How would you know?
You can't. They thought that they were gone.
There could always be one just still way the fuck up north.
Well, and it's all magic, so there you go. Anything's possible.
Yeah, you're back.
Hey, the other question is, let's say you're right. Without giants, without the children of the forest anymore, because we saw them killed off already. The giants and the children of the forest were instrumental in making the wall, just like how be magical and how high it was. Can you even remake the wall if it goes down?
Good. That's what makes the Night's Watch even more important.
Yeah, and I think maybe they could do some. That's an excellent point, that there was some magic put in that they might not be able to recreate the wall. I think after this is all said and done, I agree with Jay that ultimately there'll be the Night's Watch in the way that it exists right now will not exist.
Different.
No.
It already
might
does.
change.
It's already like it doesn't exist as it has existed for thousands of years.
What's up, Rich Shatwell? So many great people. Yeah, it was a flight of the Concords, Melissa. Yeah, and I agree, Katie. In some way, it will evolve. One True David. They basically confirmed that the Valanquac can either be with the princess that was promised thing. That was a really interesting moment that they were sort of talking to the people with weird theories and stuff. And let's take one more call, and then we're gonna get back into our recap. This is area code 989. Area code 989. You're on the line. Who are you? Where are you calling from?
Hey everyone, this is Bill Sotheby.
Hey Bill.
For a while. I was wondering, I mean, you guys haven't quite gotten to the scene. I kind of wanted to mention it. One of my parts that I don't know if you guys caught. It was really subtle, I thought, but as soon as they said it, it was in the scene when Jon was talking to all the lords about the dragon glass they needed to get from Dragonstone, and he said that we know the dragon glass kills the White Walkers and their army, but as viewers, we know the dragon glass does not kill the whites.
Yep.
Unless you like stab them in the brain or whatever with it, but it's really brittle. That's the thing, and it breaks easily. So if they try to use that dragon glass on the whites, that's like a fatal mistake. A lot of people are gonna die. See, in the books, Sam knows.
Yeah,
I was trying to stab a white with the dragon glass, and it broke and it didn't work. So he knows in the books that never happened in the show. So they're going to be for a rude awakening, I think.
What they really need to do, Bill, is find a way to manipulate that, and Sam needs to find out how to make Valyrian
steel. Yeah.
And we need to hopefully be that dragon glass is a key ingredient in the making of Valyrian steel.
It would make sense. It would make so much sense.
Yeah.
That's what needs to happen. Bill, as always, great stuff. And let's get back into our recap. Let's try one more time over here. You on there, caller?
Hello?
Hey, what's up, caller? Who are you? Where are you calling from?
Oh, this is Jay. I don't have my computer in front of me, so I can't listen to the show unless you keep me on the phone, man.
Okay, I'll keep you on. I'm gonna keep you on mute so you can listen to the whole show and just kind of keep you there and go to you every once in a while. That's awesome. King McKay in the live chat. Everyone check out King McKay on YouTube. Crazy though, I feel the wall coming down will not be big terrible thing, but George R. Martin hippie moment like Berlin Wall being teared down. Thoughts? Go.
I don't know how. There's nobody left on the other side of the wall. It's not really like a, free the whites from the oppressive others. I don't know.
Well, they suppose they can't go through. I mean, they want to take over.
Right. So it's not really a Berlin Wall kind of moment, but
it's I mean, I don't know.
Now.
Yeah, that would be like the walls coming down so freedom can end. It's kind of the opposite of the Berlin Wall coming down.
I want to get this comment in before it scrolls by. This is from the GOAT. It says Dragonglass is not brittle in the show. Sam found a stash of it in series 2, and it was like 100 years old, and it was still hard. So they might not
under the ice. And it went right through the white that he killed. Like,
so I think they overstepped that. The Dragonglass is.
In the book, the guy just like walks into it. Sam holds his hand out like a fucking pissant and like I'm dead, huh?
So basically, we get the scene just to finish off the scene. Mel says that you have a role to play, and we talked all about this. Basically, he talks about the prince that is promised thing in Valerian, and Missandei is listening. And again, this is sort of like an inside, like they're listening to podcast moment where Missandei is like, actually, the definition could be interpreted in many different ways.
Fact
check on you guys. The way it's being translated, it could mean
it's gender non-specific.
Gender fluid.
Or it could mean a prince and a princess. Danny and John are brother and sister, or whatever. It's littering it with a lot of shit.
Aunt and uncle and nephew.
Yeah, or whatever.
Nephew.
There was like 10 different tinfoil theories all thrown up against a wall in that one.
Aunt, nephew, half brother.
Yeah.
I mean, it's an interpretation of an ancient language too, for the prophecy, is it not?
Oh,
so it's also
Danny
like
and
it's a
Tyrion.
loose.
You said Tyrion, not John.
Ooh. If the book it never breaks in the mail because it's brittle, so we don't know whether or not it kills people in the books. Mad Kappa laughs. Every time I read that, I think of the amazing Sid Barrett. Timo is sad about the Arya wolf, but it was like season 1. That's not Arya. Exactly. We'll get to that scene towards the end. Danny is John's aunt, says Assassin. His sister is so mad. His brother was so much of a bitch that jumped into the water. Aunt and nephew.
Right, but Tyrion and Danny are half brother sister.
Yeah.
In my theory.
Theoretically.
Well, it's not. I mean, in Joe's.
It's my theory. I created it. I invented this theory.
It's the Joe theorem.
I put it out there, and since others have repeated it over and over and tried to take credit for this, but no.
Black man is in the live motherfucking chat. I do have to say a lot of love to Hannibal Lecter in the live chat for one, not killing me, not eating me, because Hannibal, I'm glad you and me are cool, and 2 for sending me some amazing Game of Thrones memes that I'll be sharing throughout some shows coming up. So got huge thanks to Hannibal Lecter for a lot of really fun work. Keisha Syme says, yes, Phil, that's actually what we thought while watching the scene. The jokers are listening to the fans. Yeah, it was kind of like out of just the way Missandei interrupted. It just seemed like a fan moment where actually no, the prophecy could be interpreted like you. So ultimately in this scene, this is a cool scene. I like.
To be honest, that's Missandei's job. She's a translator.
Yes. No, I like that.
So it's like the one point of her actually being in the room since pretty much like she bought the slaves.
Her job is to troll the
Unsullied, right.
conversation.
Fairness, yeah, it would be like me yelling at Deanna for like the one time she's useful on Next Generation.
Right, exactly. Like, oh, come on, now you're
An
useful.
empath is important.
Sure, it is on that. Then use more often. I'm sensing that the enemy is angry, Katie. No shit.
Luxana may have been.
Yeah, if Luxana was on the shit, Luxana has skills. Deanna sucks at what she does. Anyways, sorry, people. Sorry.
Aside, sorry. Trekkie aside.
Yeah, sorry. Trekkiness aside. Moving on. It Grey Worm scissoring. T-Baby, I think that's the way it went. AJ Gonzalez. Well, I thought George R. R. Martin said the Valyrian language is actually a non-gender specific language. And I'm going to say it like, because I like how you said this. Gender Pacific is the name of a band.
Gender Pacific.
Gender Pacific is going to be my new band name, AJ Gonzalez. I fucking love that.
What about Gender Atlantic? Discrimination.
So then we go off to a couple scenes. Or I like how Tyrion basically jumps at Jon Snow's King of the North. Wait. I like him.
Yeah. That was.
I spent time with Jon Snow. Let's form this alliance right now. Get Jon Snow here. You two need to become friends. You need to talk with this guy. I can work.
The son of the most honorable guy I've ever met, and I talked with him, and he's literally the son of the most honorable guy I've ever met.
And I think Tyrion thinks Jon Snow is one of the most fascinating people he's ever met too.
And exactly.
Like you are so almost flawlessly honorable. I need to explore this.
He also finds a kinship in him with the bastards, broken things aspect, which is why I put that in the note to kind of refer to him, in which he puts a little note about Cersei's tyranny, about joining together to stop Cersei. He says he has more of a reason to hate her than any of us here. Well, except for me, but you anyways. And it's okay. Like, he's a good guy. I can trust him. And Daenerys says, yeah, I heed your words, Tyrion Lannister. You know, I get what you're saying, but I'm still going to come here and tell him to bend the knee, this King of the North.
Yes.
And Tyrion does give a little bit, look, bend the knee. Okay, whatever.
Yeah, that's going to be a tough sell. Yep. I think, that's going to be a real tough sell. But
I'm going to have you guys take over the show for a second. Here's your Wayne and Garth moment. Everybody, the Joe and Katie show. I'll be right back.
What were we just talking about?
The show is really awesome. And this guy.
You put us on the spot. I don't even know what
to
scene
that
we're
other
on.
guy. And
the problem was, I think it's my fault. I think I should have done the Mike Myers coffee talk thing. Let me give you a subject. Cersei Lannister is the best mother in Westeros.
Go.
Oh, damn. Okay. You want to get into motherhood and best of.
Well, all the shit Jamie said, and that's it.
Okay,
she's fierce and a bear, and I'll do anything to get back to my mama bear.
No, she's a bear who will eat her own cubs if they aren't following her way of life.
I felt like I wanted to give you guys the that major league line. They're not the best color commentators in the league for nothing, Bob.
Yay!
No, I love you guys.
We nailed it. We nailed that fucking
totally, dude.
We're gonna get calls to like take over hosting other shows.
I'm sorry, Phil, but if you're not,
you're gonna lose us because
that's okay. Next week, I'm gonna sit this one out.
No, Phil, don't.
At least take the notes for me.
I'm feeling a little verklempt right here.
We don't want you to miss out on the experience. No, we can totally do it.
I don't have much in this life, So exactly, I need at least these shows. There is a good woman, Audrey. Sorry, I've an Aubrey on my mind for some reason. Okay, so we go to our next scene with Jon and Sansa. Sansa's basically like, how do you know Tyrion even wrote this? It could be bullshit. And Jon shows her the little bit at the end.
That's what he says. I sulk and I know things.
That's what I do.
That's what I do.
It's my shtick. Yeah,
the goat says, I love Joe and Katie. You guys should come to Ireland. Yara's Iron Fleet says, look out for pussies. Will Casterly Rock fall to the Grey Worms? I think it will fall to the Grey Worms. Tyrion's going to give some inside information.
Inside where?
The Greyjoys are going to fall to the Grey Worms?
Oh,
that's bad. No, I like that one, Jeff.
My Grey Worm will show you Greyjoy.
oh yeah, you call that a Greyjoy? I'll show you.
Okay, Ragnar. Timo says another difference in Cersei and Sansa. Cersei knows she's power hungry and goes after it. Sansa's power hungry and just bitches until it's given to her.
And then she shuts the fuck up and says she doesn't even say thank you. She says,
Cersei doesn't know she's power. She thinks she's mother of the year still, and now she's just avenging her innocent, sweet children. She has absolutely no insight into herself. And if you think that she does, you're delusional. No, she has absolutely no insight.
She's a gun.
She did no wrong. She does no wrong. Her motives are
Katie. I can't disagree with you. The best thing she has on her is Jaime. That's it.
Oh,
I mean, it's true, but
But anyway, I mean, he's whatever heart she has is through Jaime.
Yeah. Especially now, her children are gone.
I want to know how
she's absolutely and completely responsible for the death of her last child. All she has is Jaime.
The only character that we haven't seen yet.
Went against the family, Katie. No.
He
went against the family, Katie.
Taken out on a
He
robo.
chose that high god in Hola over his own family.
No, he chose the sparrow. He didn't even choose his
what about the sparrows?
For the high garden Hola.
She was the bait.
What about the High Mother? How's she doing?
We're gonna get to her. We're gonna get to High Mother in a second. She's
High Mama. Oh,
she's looking for some high garden.
No, not Lady Olenna.
Who?
The Sparrow's High Mother priestess.
Oh, the
chick.
nun.
The nun.
She was left with
She was left with the mountain.
Frankenstein.
The shame. We'll see her again in the mountains little room that he hangs out in the closet.
Is she gonna be Frankenstein too?
Oh, that'd be amazing. Be Lady Frankenstein.
She's been Lady Frankenstein nightly.
He's lonely. He needs a wife.
Lady Frankenstein of the shame. Okay, so Jon and Sansa talk. Tyrion left a message for Jon. All dwarfs are bastards in their father's eyes. Sansa reads it and does not believe it. Davos says, "I'm no big city lawyer, but this Tyrion Lannister sounds like a drama." But
I say.
He just slips in things about Dothraki hordes and dragons and foul ma, and then I don't know what to deal. Blah blah blah. I'm no big city lawyer, but I think we need dragons to burn White Walkers. What do you think?
Valid point. Wow, valid point.
Valid fucking point. Sorry, I'm reading the live chat as always. Septa Annulla or something. It was her name. Thank you, Aaron Sharp.
Septa annulment.
Yep. Tonight on this great show, Westeros Channel 10, Antoine Thomas, the awesome Antoine Thomas in the live chat, one of our best callers and voicemail leavers and texters. Jaime's starting to annoy me. No Cersei, nothing.
Yep.
Fucking pet.
Yeah.
Yep.
Seriously. Like
she even says it to him. We have to create a dynasty. A dynasty for who? For us. Oh, for you.
Because you're bearing more children.
And because you're going to get us all killed. I can't wait for him to stab that bitch right in the fucking back like he did the last king.
Like he is so at the mercy of whoever he's around. Almost, like when he's around Brienne, you can see that human side of. Fighting to get out.
I am a card carrying Jaime apologist, but you're so right about that, Katie. He is like a ditto. He morphs to whoever he's around.
Yeah.
Around Tyrion, he becomes a little bit more generous and warm because Tyrion brings that out of him. When he's around Bronn, he becomes a little bit more shit talky back and forth. His identity is the people he supports, he's loyal to. He doesn't really have an identity of his own. He's going to find that. My hope or contention is that at some fucking point he's going to break out of that. At some point, he's gonna have a break and fucking slam his golden fist down and be like, "I will take no more. This is the line in the sand that I won't cross anymore. Fuck you, Cersei. I'm gonna choke a bitch out and choke her out."
Yeah, I felt like they were kind of hinting at it a little bit in this episode because when he was kind of making faces, it almost looked like he was fighting the eye roll at a lot of the stuff that was being said at that meeting.
It's been a long time coming, but ever since, especially rolling down that road and seeing half the city blown to shit,
And then finding out his son killed himself.
And having her reaction be fuck him, and having
I don't want to talk about it.
I don't want to talk about
it. I think he just does not want to, like, Cersei's all he has left in his
Here we go. A couple people have put this point. But all what you're saying, Phil, all well and good, but Phil, why does Jaime still want to fuck Cersei even though he doesn't respect her? We haven't seen him fuck her since
she got them Kegel workouts, man. She knows what's up. She keeps that shit fresh.
She's ahead of her time, vaginally.
Man, that shit drips Dornish red, baby.
Cersei is Katie, you're right. Cersei is way ahead of her time vaginally in Westeros. And not to mention, it's also the only woman he's ever been with his entire life.
Yeah. And I mean, their family had a really fucked up codependent, like, love-hate relationship just amongst all of them. And especially these twins, they've depended on each other for their whole lives from the womb, in a sense. So it makes sense that he can't break away from it now, especially because she is all he has left of his past, of his family.
Joe, keeping it classy with the line.
I always keep it classy. I am class. I'm class personified.
Depending on what class.
I am the last class. I am the only class. I am first class.
First class Joe. So we go off to Cersei, who says, who's talking to all of
classic, classical, and a class act.
Classist? Oh.
He's a classist, yeah. He's also a gaseous, too.
Oh, stop that.
No, I wouldn't dare call anyone a gaseous. Everyone in the live chat's killing it. So let's get to the
live chat's a bunch of fucking gaseous.
So let's get to the incest twins. Meet the incest twins. They're the modern Stone Age boning each other family. So we go to Cersei, and she's talking about the mindless Unsullied and the Dothraki hordes raping and pillaging and enslaving the women, and how remember the Mad King? He was fucking. Remember what he did? His daughter's no different. She crucified noble men over there in Essos. All the people of the world. And she also talks about dragons, that she has the knowledge. So Cersei believes that she has dragons straight up. She heard it. She believes it without seeing it. Cersei, that goes against what we've seen about Cersei before, where she's kind of like Tywin, where she's just like, dragons don't exist. Fuck that. Now they're just accepting that she has dragons without actually seeing them.
Yep, all of them. Yeah. All of them. All those lords. Nobody believed it. Now everybody believes it. Nobody's accepting the white. Everybody. Fuck the dead. Fuck the army of the undead. Those northern people are fucking weird, man.
Yeah.
Yo, that's what this whole season is about. This whole season is about all Westeros getting up in a fucking tizzy about Daenerys and even getting weaker and weaker and more dead people, so that when they finally break through that fucking wall and come down, there's going to be all these dead bodies, and that army is going to be even more ridiculified.
Oh, massive.
And the only thing that's going to save them is a combination army of big dragons and a wolf pack, and Arya Stark with a sword going, fuck you!
Arya's gonna go kill that bitch on the Iron Throne first.
Oh, I hope so.
That's not happening.
And you know how it is gonna happen? She's gonna do it by gutting Jaime's fucking face off and stabbing her in the back as Jaime Lannister.
The back? From the back?
In the back. Okay, so Cersei says all that, and basically everyone kind of supports her. And Randall Tarley says there's 3 dragons, full-ass grown dragons, the same as Aegon when he crossed. Qyburn says we're working on
she does what needs
solution to the dragon problem. Jaime goes and talks to Tarly afterwards and asks him, and it's kind of just a funny moment where Jaime's like, "Oh, is your son's name Dickon or is Rickon?" And they're like, "No, my son's name."
Did he change since last season?
He's a different actor. He's a different actor.
Completely different, like a foot and a half taller. A foot and a half wider, shoulder to shoulder.
I don't really remember
how much time has passed, Joe.
Oh yeah. But Gilly's kid is still fucking.
Yeah, little Sam is still little.
He hit a fucking gross.
God, what the fuck? The dude was like, all of a sudden, the mountain is fucking Tarly's kid.
He hit puberty, just like Bran.
Please, that was fucking ridiculous. That was so stupid.
Oh, we got the motherfucking awesome motherfucking red team review. Carmine is in the live.
Prime did almost grow that much. Too.
Yeah, puberty. It does hormones. Oh, they do wild
Joe,
shit.
Carmine says Cersei can stay in power for 1,000 years. She's gonna find the secret to immortality in the Samus.
She has it, man. It's that poontang that she got Jamie all wrapped up in.
It's the Kegels, Joe. It's the fucking
Kegels, man. That shit'll keep you young. It'll keep you young, ladies. It'll chase all the wrinkles away.
No.
Yep. It's better than Pearl oyster cream.
Randall Tarley seems like a fucking pussy. What's going on, Cockman? What's going on?
So the pearl and the oyster?
Yeah, you mix them both together. Where do you think the pearl gets its lube?
Oh.
So it could be cream.
And I just wanted to mention also, we're going to be taking calls after the next scene when we get right before we get into the Archmaester and Jorah scene. We're going to open up the phone lines again if anyone wants to call in. You can call in at 781-990-8509. Leave a voicemail or call in at 657-383-0370. We got a couple people on hold right now. We go
redeeming arc. What redeeming arc, man? He started redeeming. Is like, I have found Brienne. I will redeem myself.
Are you still bitching about Jamie over there?
Someone in the chat was saying some bullshit about him being redeemed, and I'm just like, dude, the arc never happened. It was like, it's like a scraggly fucking. It started, and then just like was like, nope, just kidding.
Okay.
It missed the arc, and it just went straight down
off a cliff. Is there a live chat?
Fucking red team review. Carmine gave us his fucking super chat.
Carmine. Oh.
You son of a fuck, Carmine.
It is hot.
What will Arya's role be in the North? I think as Sansa's
murderer.
Sansa's murderer. Sansa's like
she's never going back to the North. We heard her say it to the fucking wolf.
Dude, she's going back to
belong there. You don't belong in Winterfell. You belong murdering that fucking douchebag in the Red Keep.
I thought you said Sansa. We're talking about Arya.
No, we're talking about Arya. No, I hear what you're saying. I hear what you're saying, Joe.
Okay.
Red says, Carmine says, best line in the whole season, foreign invaders. I was born in Brazil, and thanks to Ilaria, that's my new pickup line for America.
Seriously.
Carmine.
The foreign invaders.
Oh, fucking Carmine. But Carmine, if you have the I can't wait to hear Carmine's thoughts on Littlefinger from this episode. I know.
Hopefully her brot's not there as her protector though.
No.
From those foreign invaders.
Such an asshole.
How does that happen, Katie?
You fucking prick.
You got tarnished red dripping from you.
Oh, speaking of the hero of all Westeros, James Lannister comes over to Randall Tarley and he asks him about his son Dickon and Rickett or whatever. Jamie says, people listen to you and you need to defy Olenna Tyrell. You need to go against the Tyrells. And Tarley's like, no, I'm this is what I do. I'm not like you. I don't just slit people's throats with in fucking weddings. I don't win. I don't win it. No, I do. No. But like you do win. You're the only guy to ever beat Robert Baratheon in battle. You're a fucking badass. We need you on your side. You also took an oath to the throne. I know you don't like Cersei, but you have to defend her in this situation. And I will make you warden of the South when this is all done. And Tarley seems to agree and basically probably sign his death warrant by joining up with the Lannister forces and going against Dany. He should have sided with the Tyrells.
Yeah, especially
big mistake.
Yeah, dude, like you're sworn to the Tyrells. You're supposed. I mean, you have this big, like you reject your son.
Everybody can be bought.
He's not a real honorable man.
No, because he's not a man. Not because he wasn't an honorable man.
It's his idea. Yes, it's this guy's idea of what being a man and having honor is. Being the fighter, being the one who holds to his promises, and he's known Olenna since they were kids, and he's bought just like any other lord that we've encountered. And it's just negotiation,
right?
For him,
so now he's been put in this position where it's
pathetic.
You can either fight for the queen, and like you said you would like 5 minutes ago. I'm sure you're not walking out of that throne room without declaring some sort of like I'm with you. And then he approaches you and says, and because you're going to be with us, or I want to make sure you're going to be with us. I'll make you general after this all is over. We'll give you a lot of shit for this. Don't worry, we're going to pay you off. So here's the thing. where he's been getting paid off his family for years and years and years, not by the crown, but by the
Tyrells.
by the Tyrells. If he turns his back on them, is exactly the shit fuck he just accused kind of Jaime through the side of his mouth as being. Or he says no to Jaime, in which case he's a target. He never makes it out of King's Landing. Or he says okay to Jaime and then betrays Jaime and is exactly the shit fuck he just.
So you're saying he was
Jaime
kind
of being out of the side of his
no-win
mouth.
situation.
He's put himself in a no-win situation. He is now
Kobayashi Maru.
Right. If he wanted to avoid this situation, by going to the Red Keep at all, he knew Lady Olenna took off. He knew Cersei blew up the fucking Red Keep with all those fucking people in it. By showing up in the Red Keep, he said, "I am with you." Period. He doesn't get out of the kingdom with his life if he says no. And if he didn't want to be put in that situation, he should have known better and not shown up. You don't bring your fucking son there. You're asking for is what I foresee for the Tarleys is him saying no and her going all fucking mad queen, hanging this motherfucker above a fire while Dickon chokes himself to death trying to get him down.
Well, I have to ask, what's the story?
This is brought to you by PBS.
What happened to the? Does everyone know that Cersei was responsible for that, or have they told the people that the fanatical Sparrow
I think
so. He might have shown up not really knowing what to expect.
I think most people probably know who was responsible for that. Let's go into the live chat for a second. Antoine Thomas says, Katie Crow and Joe Dirty Locks and Phil the Issues Guy has no info on survivors of the Greyjoy Armada being ambushed. I don't think there's many survivors in that situation. Red says, by the way, Phil, I did learn my lesson. I was having some nice Chinese while that Sam and Jorah scene played off. I never learned. Last week he was eating a pizza during the ship montage.
Here we go. I want to bring up my map here for people. If you can,
I also have to Katie. But do the map, Joe. I'm going to get.
So we got. They sailed down from Dragonstone, which was up here, right? Now we got to assume that somewhere in between Dragonstone here and down into the Sea of Dorne is where this, big sea battle took place. So there's a possibility that here at the tip, that here at the tip, the Grey Worm goes south, right?
Have a tip, Joe.
And the women slide into the bay.
But you don't have. But you don't have any nuts, Lieutenant Dan.
So Grey Worm's tip continues south around the head, right? Well, all the women tuck nicely into this little canal here, right like this. So it's something like this right here that we'd see with the two fleets.
Now,
all right, nobody's getting that.
No, I'm getting it. I can see it, and I'm just going to say this map moment, this geography moment is Audible.
So there you go. The Armada is split. Grey Worm could still be on its way over to Casterly Rock without.
Oh no!
Was that the Audible moment?
Your geography moment is brought to you by Audible. So hopefully we'll get a dragon death. Shocker, Joe. Good work.
Shocker. That was a shocker.
People in the live chat love that. Fuck, I'm still hungry. Gonna make some hot dogs. Be right back. Was the Iron Fleet carrying Unsullied to Casterly Rock so that the Unsullied are wiped out too? I think the Unsullied are fine. I think they're going to make it to.
Yeah, that was the Tyrells and the Sand Snake fleet. That was
Lady Olenna.
Unsullied, no.
No, I don't. I think Lady Olenna's with the. Oh no, they were going to. Were they going to Dorne? I think
She was going to be escorted to Dorne from Yara with the Sand Snakes.
Yes, Lady Olenna was in all of that.
But we didn't see Lady Olenna in any of that.
Oh wait, no, that wasn't even the because they were going to pick up the Tyrell fleet.
No, I think no, I do not think Lady Olenna is with them.
No,
we would have seen her if she was there. We would have seen her. They're not having that character go. I think she's with the other force going probably in the other direction. I don't think they've met up with them yet. I think we'll see the Tyrell forces next week. I don't think she was.
No, she would. Yeah, they wouldn't have had her go that quietly. I don't think. I'm
going to correct myself. I'm going to correct myself before we go too far down that rabbit hole. So before we get into the Sam and Jorah stuff, let's go.
Good stuff though. Ooh,
that is some good crazy stuff.
That's all you got.
Really fucking great stuff.
I don't know why he's got. I'm all you got, Jorah.
I'm all you got.
Woo, I'm all you got.
Now, Thunderfuck says Thunderfuck, amazing name. What was Sam trying to cut Jorah's skin off last pages when we read about Dragonstone? It says interesting. Dragonglass cures illness. I think will come up. Will Jorah?
I didn't see. I was. Oh, maybe it was on the page that showed the mountain of Dragonglass. But I read. So Gilly opened a book. I read both those pages. I didn't see that written there. And then Sam opened a book immediately afterwards, and I tried to read both those pages the best I could. And I didn't see anything about Dragonglass cleaning up fucking stone hands.
No, nothing about wound care.
And then there was another book opening just like right at the end of that scene where he was like, "Oh look, Dragon Mountain Glass."
Yeah,
whoa! And I did not read those two pages, so it might be in there too on one of those two pages. But as far as I saw, I didn't see nothing about that because when you started your show on Wednesday, I was in the chat and I was watching your show, Phil, and then everybody started talking about that at one point, and I was like, fuck this, I gotta know. And I did a rewatch on Wednesday, and then I did another rewatch tonight. But on Wednesday, I'm at the fucking TV, and I got that shit paused, and I'm trying to read, and I'm repausing and play. And I didn't see it, I didn't read it. But like I said, there was one set of pages that I didn't read. I was going to get back to on the computer to get a better look. But ultimately, you know, I'm fat and lazy, so
Now, I spun the wheel once for Carmine. I got to spend, you know, you're fat and lazy. Jade Dragon Melly also drank. So Carmine, I got a drink, so I have to drink for Carmine. And here, this is for you. Thank you so much, Jade, who wants us to drink. So let's see where that spin leads on. So let's take a call. This is area code 715. Area code 715. Who are you? Where are you calling from?
What's up, Phil? It's the Madcap, man. I had to call in.
How's it going, buddy?
Like JDL being like the harsh dad, disciplining his kid, telling him how the world is. I love his abuse, man. I love it.
Perfect.
Couple theories I got here. Okay, why couldn't Sam got all his groovy meds for, you know, to cure the Greystone, but no milk of the poppy for Jorah to kind of dull the pain?
No, seriously though.
I thought about this. I thought about that, and it could be
Wildfire. He's the only Lannister sibling not to.
Ooh.
So, love you guys, love the show, and send a feeler to evacuate the city. There's Daenerys. Peace out, boys.
Say that again. What did he say about the wildfire?
Yeah,
will Jaime use wildfire since the other two Lannisters use wildfire?
I don't think Jaime would ever use wildfire.
Yeah, I don't think so either. It's like if your mom does a certain drug and you're like, I'm never gonna do that because fuck my mom. You just never. It's never gonna do that. The king, it's bad. It's bad shit. Not Cersei. It's just bad shit. I don't want that shit in my house. Get that shit away from me.
Yep.
And on the first point with the milk of the poppy, excellent point. He just wanted Jorah to suffer it and be like, this is what
adverse reaction to the procedure.
What happens when you get dragon herpes, Jorah.
It's written in. Listen. Sam's got a manual there, right? And he purposely gives him the booze, and he says, drink this because you're going to need it. It must be written in the manual that this guy had studied a lot about this disease, and there could be some sort of adverse reaction with the milk of the poppy reacting to whatever the ointment is that he has to rub all over this guy's skin afterwards that could make some sort of...
Fair point.
Or it doesn't mention anything about milk of the poppy, and he doesn't want to. I don't know.
Right. Maybe you give this guy milk of the poppy, and you put the ointment on top of that, and it fucking kills him.
Yeah.
Yep. Good points. Good points. There. Let's take another call. And everybody, I see that we also have a lot of voicemails and a lot of texts. Yeah, we will get to as many of those as we can. If not, we will talk about those in our feedback show, which is going to be on Tuesday. I'm going to be joined by Nick Hodges from History Buffs on 2:30 on Tuesday Eastern Standard Time. So make sure I will share like all the ways to get your feedback questions in. But if I don't get into any of your voicemails and texts tonight, we will get to them on the feedback show with Nick Hodges. So let's take another call on this one right here. Caller, who are you? Where are you calling from? Caller? That was that fucking one again. So let's give Jay a couple of seconds here. Let's give dun 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 dun. Jay's point of the hour. Let's bring Jay back here. Jay, what's going on, buddy?
Hello?
How's it going, buddy?
Hey, what's up? I remembered while I was on the phone and like just listening to this show, the one point that I had said that Joe was right about before.
The one time Joe was right. Tell us.
I'm gonna let him have the fact that he thinks he came up with the theory. It's the Tyrion is a Targaryen theory. So like that's the one thing that Joe's gotten right.
Do you know what?
Like,
do you know what's awesome, Jay?
He's right 1% of the time and wrong 99% of the time.
Jay, do you know what's awesome? Right now, the one time you gave Joe credit, he happens to be walking away. He went to the bathroom, so he's not here to actually hear you give him credit. I think it's the perfect time for you to be giving him credit. I think it's great. I think it's great, Jay. We'll get back to you in a second. We'll keep you on hold so you can listen to the show, buddy. Love Jay. Jay is an amazing caller. Great dude.
Oh, that's awesome.
Perfect, Katie. He gave Joe some fucking.
Oh my goodness,
perfect time to give Joe. I think it's the first time he ever gave Joe props on being right. Joe isn't here. It's literally perfect. Hannibal Lecter's got a cold sore on his dick hole. I blame Gilly. What the fuck's guy? Oh, we got Phil drink. I owe 2 drinks. Oh, we got a Puglia who gives a fucking super chat. We're getting killed by super chats, and we love you guys. You guys are the most amazing people in the world. Here is a drink for you.
No.
Drink for you.
Oh. Drink.
And then here's another spin for love you guys. Love Katie in the flesh, and Sansa Gold. Puglia, thank you for your support. Your support means so fucking much. And let's continue with the recap. But, but before we recap, it's time to dance. It's time for...
It's Timo's Rip of the Night. It's Timo's Rip of the Night.
Fuck Sansa. Fuck Sansa. Fuck Sansa. Fuck Sansa. I'm sorry, I just had to play that one more time. So I'll play the whole. I want to play the whole song one more time again. So Archer.
It's terrible.
Archer. Did I just say Archer? Archer the Maester. No, Archmaester starts talking about Jorah and to Sam and says that. And says basically, you're fucked. Jorah should have cut his arm off the minute he was touched. How long do I have? Years before it kills you, maybe 10 or 20. But how long until I can't think anymore, till my mind goes and I'm blind and shit? 6 months, maybe fewer. So this Archmaester has been going to the Stannis Baratheon School of Grammar, so he makes sure he says fewer because he doesn't want Stannis' dead corpse to pop up and go, you are. And fuck Sansa. We're gonna play that one more time, Madcap. It's Timo's. This is just gonna symbolize a rant. But it's Timo's theme song, everybody. One more time.
It's Timo's Rip of the Night. It's Timo's Rip of the Night. Fuck Sansa. Fuck Sansa. Fuck Sansa. Fuck Sansa.
Have a good night, Phil.
Rip of the Night. It's Timo's Rip of the Night. It's Timo's Rip of the Night. It's Timo's
Rip of the night, Phil.
It's Timo's Rip of the Night. It's Timo's Rip of the Night. It's the Rip of the Night.
It's the creepiest part of that whole thing is the Go Ramsay Snow thing.
Oh, so creepy. So creepy.
By the way, the last super chat wheel landed on Shot. So here we go. Let's pour a shot.
Oh.
And there we go. We'll take that in a second. So have a good night, Phil. Great to see you, buddy. Timo is awesome. Timo is the best. So lots of love to Timo. And I'm going to try to do more of those little kind of things. Make that in the middle of the week, make a couple of little silly stingers or little goofy songs. But definitely want to show Timo some love for being one of our greatest supporters and taking care of the show like no other. I'm so lucky to have Timo on my side. So Archmaester tells Jorah he should have cut off his arm when he was before. Sam kind of stutters, asking the Archmaester, says he met Stannis' daughter who had grayscale and she didn't die, and he goes, is this guy a child? Is this guy a baby? And Sam goes, look at him, he's fucked, as Joe said. And then he tells. The guy says, listen, you're a knight, so I'm going to let you stay here one more day, and that is okay. I'm going to let you stay here one more day, and then I'm going to send you out. Yeah, kill yourself. Basically, yeah. Do you think that's what it was, Joe? You think it was kill yourself? By the way, here's my shot for that last donation. Thank you so much.
We're getting feedback.
Echo. Oh,
You're getting echo?
for a moment
Nope,
we did.
not anymore.
When he said "kill yourself," it echoed.
It echoed.
Godlike.
More spin from Jade Dragon Melly. Thank you so much for your super chat donation. It means more than you fucking know. So,
cheers.
Cheers. So let's see what that is.
Sanche. Skull. Salut.
Skull.
And that one landed on Jade Dragon Melly. That landed on rant on your favorite subject. You can give Joe any subject in the world. Anything you want to hear Joe rant about right now, give him anything. He'll look in the chat right now.
He needs a moment.
Rant about it eventually. So you got rant or Joe can take another shot. So okay, so he tells him basically, you're going to die. You're going to die.
Yeah.
So then we get
you
our...
gotta kill yourself, dude, or you're gonna suffer.
So then we get our Qyburn and Cersei scene, and they go down to where the dragon skulls are, and she asks, he asked her if you've seen all these skulls, and she said not since Robert was around. It was kind of a cool... I like anytime Westerosi history gets talked about. Anytime Cersei talks about Robert, and we hear more about that time and everything like that. Robert sent all the skulls out. He wouldn't get rid of them because they were kind of like trophies to him, but...
They made him feel small.
Exactly. They made him feel exactly. They made him feel very, very small. You small, tiny man with a.
You little man.
Whose donation was that?
That was who was? I'm scrolling up. That was Jade Dragon Melly, who gets to have you rant about any subject they want.
Okay, that's what I'm looking for. Jade's.
You will look for Jade. Doesn't have to necessarily be in this show, but if Nick Jade is owed a rant. So okay. So Qyburn, we talked a lot about the scene earlier. Qyburn shows her the crossbow. Joe and Katie, what do you think about the crossbow against dragons?
I think it's absurd. They'll never be able to maneuver it fast enough to chase the dragon and aim to actually hit a moving dragon. Much less could it actually pierce a living dragon. These skulls are old. And
these questions and more on the next episode of Game of Thrones. I agree, Katie. Ahmed, I'm just going to say this, even though it's not relevant to what we're talking about right now, because I want to get it in here. Theon, the AJ Soprano of the Greyjoys.
Seriously? Oh, Theon. Oh, my goodness.
We'll get to Theon. Oh, holy shit.
Oh, Theon.
Wait, someone put words in my mouth there in the chat. What the hell? What's that say?
Says Dragonstone is locked down. No one is getting out as ordered by Queen Daenerys Targaryen.
Now, Joe, what do you think about the crossbow that
I mean, they're gonna make it like this big magic weapon for themselves. Of course, Dan and Dave. They needed something, to.
They need something.
But like honestly. They have no kind of thing they can target practice. What are they going to run horses back and forth on a field and shoot at those?
Yeah.
There's a lot different.
There's no comparison
between ranging on land and ranging something in the air that might be over water at the time, so you don't have range markers. There's a lot of factors that go into it that they have no idea about, really.
Yeah.
That
arrow was shot straight at a really
right. It's a powerful weapon, and no doubt that thing would have massive damage inflicted upon armies coming at you.
Yeah.
However, if you have enough of those, if you have enough people trained to use them quickly, use them effectively and quickly, which all takes a lot. That's a big, massive, brand new technological weapon. It mimics crossbows or bows that use bolts, but it's huge. Ultimately, it's huge. It's going to take more than just a day or two getting used to it. So it's something. It's a weapon that honestly would take a while to learn to use effectively.
Yeah.
It looks like it would take multiple men to load and to equip and to deploy. That's how big it is, and to even maybe aim it and shoot it effectively. I'm not sure that this is but D&D they'll make this thing.
It looks like a weapon out of Conqueror's Fur Day.
Right, exactly.
Yes,
I mean, they're gonna make it work. They're gonna make it work for their show. But ultimately, it's something that maybe they should have introduced to us last season.
we're working on developing.
You know, and then maybe we
into
could
a
believe
dragon
that
fighter.
a couple squadrons or a squadron or two of Lannisters, a couple of units or battalions or whatever we're working with and training with. But this seems like this is another one of those Game of Thrones moments where time will pass. You don't know how much time has passed because everybody's in a different spot on the continent, and it takes a while to travel places. So you know time has passed. So men must have trained with it, and they're expert shots hitting at least one dragon, taking at least one dragon down.
I can't even
injured.
At least hang the dragon skull from the ceiling or something, because I mean,
honestly,
you have to
might
have
be a good weapon against
standing still.
Might be a
in
good
front
weapon
of
against
you.
white giants. Someone
If
said.
you have wildfire attached to it,
Yeah,
maybe that's a
yeah.
different story. But
Yeah, true,
but it,
true.
oh yeah,
Mhm.
absolutely, it might be a great
mhm.
weapon against white
Yeah.
giants. And what I want to see is Cersei put her eggs in this basket and have these dragons come and
killed all
fucking
her
scramble them straight up. Like,
Can't plan for dragons. And I wanted to say this
right.
I wanted to say this to you before
Yeah.
when we were talking about the Randall Tarley situation. I have very rules. One is not to start a war in mid-Asia. What's the line from Princess Bride?
Don't start a land war. In
Other is go on the side of the person with the fucking dragons.
Always,
Right.
always.
Yeah,
Yes.
like you can't.
Oh.
It's hard to plan for dragons. They haven't seen dragons in over 100 years or some shit like that.
They've
so
only just begun to believe that
they're even
can
exist and are back in the world to begin with. And ultimately, I gotta want to say, I want to see the dragons just fly in. These bolts bounce off them like they're
Yes.
absolutely nothing.
And they decimate.
Like he says, oh, those spears hurt those dragons. Like they weren't
was
maybe
young.
necessarily
He
full
was
grown
young
yet
at
at
the
that
time,
at
too,
that point.
yes.
And I gotta say, like, how do you know they hurt him? He was yelling because Mama was upset.
Yeah, he was
he was
pissed
yelling,
off,
pissed
and he
off.
was
Well,
defending
it was
his
his
mama,
first real
yeah.
fucking battle that he's in. Like, there's many. You get the cracking up. I love it. There's
Nice.
many things that could fucking happen.
Yeah, and he was a juvenile dragon at the time.
Yeah,
with
not a baby, not
scales
an
and
adult.
exoskeleton and
Might not have been
musculature
solid yet.
and all like there's so many variables
Like, yeah,
that they know
plan for
nothing
dragons. What the
about,
fuck
much
is
less
wrong
the
with you?
fact that the
I wanna
dragons
see it.
fly and breathe
Yeah,
fire.
I just want to see them just fucking tear her apart. Okay, you
Oh,
lost
so
your
bad.
fleet. We ain't getting the Dornish up here to
Dragons,
lay
yeah.
siege. Maybe we got to change our plans a little. So looks like I
Cersei's
will be the Queen of Ashes for a little while. So all right,
Yeah, I mean,
all right, let's fucking burn the motherfucker down. Let's show her what dragons can do.
Yeah,
I
and
want to
that's
see those
what
bolts
Orlena
bounce
said.
off these dragons, and I want to see this place fucking burn to the ground with Cersei in it.
And that
Renwood
that's
said
basically-
Dragonfire will burn those arrows up before they even fucking hit.
Absolutely.
They're metal. They seem like
absolutely.
they were metal bolts. Like they were more like but I could be fucking wrong. What the fuck do I know?
I mean, I don't know. I think Orlena said it perfectly. You are the queen of dragons. You are the mother of dragons.
Dragons-
Show
Be
what dragons
that.
can do.
Dragons
that.
fuck shit up.
I don't want to see these dragons have any kind of a fucking problem. None
No.
of these people know how to fight dragons. Anybody that was alive during the time of dragons is dead.
Long
So
dead.
whatever kind of information there is out there belongs in the fucking Meister's libraries, and they're all men are too stupid. They can't see past their last meal and before their next meal.
Yeah.
So none of them are fucking reading books on how to kill dragons.
And the
And
maesters
also-
don't
and
care
also-
about disseminating any of this.
And also,
information.
Qyburn was talking about one of the dragons being in the pit and getting stabbed with spears and all.
yeah.
That was Drogon alone.
Yes,
Exactly.
absolutely.
3 dragons working together. The triangulation of crossfire of 3 dragons coming together. It's just, yeah, you can't stop that. It's just, it's too much,
Yeah.
especially in this context.
Right, you're gonna have all your things lined up facing one way,
have
and they're
the
gonna fly
aerial,
in
like-
behind you.
Just from a tactic standpoint, you have the aerial assault, and that's no matter what you can do, you can just outmaneuver people. It's
No,
it's
I'll
You're
be very disappointed if they even have one. Like, if
Yeah.
the dragons do not decimate everything.
D&D
Like,
better
that's-
make it just like there's something to be said. As much as
welcome.
as these
Never too
movies
late to the
suck,
party.
as much
Oh,
as these movies
love it.
suck, right? There is a definite elegance to a Steven Seagal movie, and I'm going to
What?
tell you what it is. I'm going to tell you what it is right now.
I'm not gonna let you go. What?
Hold on. And it's not in the storytelling. It's not in the cinematography, or even necessarily the acting.
Why are you going?
Where this
why-
elegance lies. Hold on, you got to let me finish. Let me
get-
finish.
yeah,
Let me
if
finish.
he's making a
Where
good
this
point,
elegance
it is
lies
valid.
is in all of his final fights. it leads you up to this big badass bad guy at the end, and it's not an epic fight. It's not this 5, 10 minute, 15-minute fucking fight to the end where Steven Seagal almost wins or almost dies. No, he's that good. He goes in and he says, "You're a fucking idiot." Dead.
I wipe the floor
Dead.
with you, done.
That's how it should be with this fight.
Absolutely.
And that's the way that's why I like when you see me stop on a Seagal movie or say don't knock that movie. It's because of the way those final fights go down. They're not this like, oh, we're gonna beat each other up, we're gonna punch each other so many fucking times. Even professional boxers would have a hard time fucking standing up, and one of us is gonna walk away like, oh, I'm a tough guy. No, this is like fighting takes a lot out of you, and if you're good at it, there's no doubt you can do some of this shit. So I want to see these dragons just fly in like nothing before. Yeah, we had a little whatever with the pit. The dragon hadn't fought too much before. It just eats children and fucking goats in the field and shit. And this is its first fight. I want to see all these fucking dragons just fly in. They've had the fight at the pyramids. They've taken out fucking ships that were hurling fucking catapults and fireballs and shit. Like I want to see them fly in and be like, all right, guess what? Fucking done.
Thank you.
I gotta get in the chat here for a second here before it goes. We got Vala Seagalis. All Vala Seagals must die. I saw that in there somewhere. That music. Hashtag fuck them dragons, kill them dragons. Joe, you fucked up with the Steven Seagal. Yeah, Vala Seagal.
No. He's not just the 80s. He's still making good movies.
He's still making movies.
Vala Seagalas. Steven Seagal. Steven Seagal must die, Joseph Peters.
Dallas Doharis.
Fucking asshole. You brought this to the Steven Seagal level. So here we go.
Yes, Tom. Steven Seagal. And you better fucking love me.
Oh, fucking Joe Dirty Locks. You can't get Joe Dirty Locks anywhere else. That's why make sure if you have it, you can hit that subscribe button right now and join us every week for these Game of Thrones recaps. 2 down, fucking
not enough.
5 to go. It's like a half a season's only left, but whatever. So our next scene that we get to is the Dany. Yara telling Dany that we should take the city now, let the dragons loose. And she wants to take control, kill Dany. Dany tells everyone to stop. She's not here.
Shut up, bitches. That's what she says.
Yeah, Dany warms Tyrion's heart in this scene.
She quotes him.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot to mention, I'm sorry, quickly before we go too far. Will Daenerys lose her mind and will Grayscale spread throughout the 7 kingdoms? I don't think Grayscale will spread throughout the 7 kingdoms. Will Daenerys lose her mind? I say yes. It's Stephen Michael Davis. Yes. And you get a spin, Stephen Michael Davis. Thank you so much for being an amazing super chat donator.
No, Grayscale does not spread throughout the 7 kingdoms because people are just as fucking stupid then as they are on Walking Dead, where they say, let's burn the people with the flu so they don't fucking kill anyone else, because that's how you deal with the flu. You burn people alive, right? Because that's the smart thing. So they're going to go around, they're going to kill all the fucking Grayscale people as soon as they see them.
Well, but then they'll come into contact with all that pussy, juicy fluid.
Exactly.
Thank you, Timo. Timo, the motherfucking amazing fucking moderator in the live chat. Thank you so much. And Stephen Michael Davis, you got 10 push-ups. So now I owe 20 push-ups.
Oh, you mean 20 triangle ups? Did you even like make up for the push-ups the other day where your ass was up in the air like flag?
My second 10 were better, Joe.
Dude, fucking Neil Armstrong could have planted a flag in your ass. It was so high up there.
Motherfucker.
It was like in the atmosphere, dude. You were like a TP.
We both owe 20 push-ups at the end of this podcast.
Oh, now it's both of us. I want to see where it says both of us and not just Phil owes.
No?
Yeah, you can erase that shit. No erasing it. Yeah. Look at him right. After that fact doesn't count. No.
It says both.
No.
It says both. But I am God here. I rule.
I am a golden god.
I have unlimited power. It says both. So
fuck with the Sicilian one. Definitely alive.
Don't fuck with me, Joe. So basically it's a good back and forth, but Dany ends up echoing the statements of Varys and Tyrion. She doesn't want to be the queen of the ashes. But Olenna's like, fuck no, dude. You need to recognize that you're a dragon. and she sits down with her, and we have a cool scene with the two of them. Oh, I forgot. But when Dany kind of gives her speech about what she really wants to do, she says, we're not going to attack King's Landing right away. The Dothraki aren't going to do anything. So, Dany, I'm just curious. Okay, the Unsullied I hope the Dothraki are going with the Unsullied.
Yeah, no, the Dothraki.
What are you doing with the Dothraki? Why'd you bring them with them? If you're not going to let the Dothraki go rape and pillage at all, then what are they doing?
I thought the Dothraki and the Unsullied were going to.
I hope. I didn't hear them say. Katie, you're probably right. I didn't hear them say the Dothraki were going to. I didn't hear. I heard them just say everything the Dothraki wasn't doing, not what they were doing. But we do know eventually they are in a battle because we've seen.
And you got to get them horses off the fucking boat.
And even off of they can't live on Dragonstone. Period. The horses, the men,
love dragon grass.
Oh, okay.
Made for their hooves, Katie Crow.
I said dragon grass, not glass.
It is
sure. Okay.
Man, that shit smells
good. You learn
good.
something new every day.
You don't know anything about animals.
Sure.
You don't know anything about
great dragon grass, man. Jon Snow be puffing that great dragon grass.
Yeah, right from High Garden, Joe. So Dany says we're going to attack King's Landing, but it's not going to be. It's not going to be the Dothraki and the Unsullied that attack King's Landing. It's going to be the Tyrell army and the Dornish army. And Lady Tyrell's like, wait a minute. So you're going to use all of our armies? Your armies aren't going to do anything? Why'd you even bring your fucking forces? She says, my forces have another plan, and it's to attack Casterly Rock. We're going to finally see Casterly Rock.
Yes.
And Tyrion probably has an in there. We've talked about how Tyrion had. It's said earlier, I think it's in season 1, maybe season 2. Tyrion talks about how Tywin put him in charge of the sewer system. So I think that might play a part. A couple of other people have said that in videos, and I agree with that. That I think Tyrion is going to use his intel of how the sewer system works to giving Grey Worm his plan and his strategy to how to attack Casterly Rock. And it's going to be not an easy victory, but the Unsullied are going to win in a wash there. And then
I think it's going to be a fairly simple, they're going to just slide right in
because most of the Lannister forces most of the Lannister forces aren't on Casterly Rock, Katie. So I think ultimately
they're not on Casterly Rock.
They're not.
They're going north. They're going north to the Twins to shore up against against Jon Snow. And they're staying back at King's Landing. They're split between King's Landing and the incident at the Twins.
So Casterly Rock is fucked.
Casterly Rock is completely fucked. Tyrion has his seat.
Yep. So so then our next scene.
True power sits.
Now, my audio isn't good, but let's listen to a few seconds of Daenerys and Lady Olenna because I think it's interesting. I think this season of Game of Thrones is really weird because we're getting a lot of characters that have been interacted before, having scenes together. So it almost feels on a level somewhat surreal, but it's still fun. And I don't care what anyone says. The show is fun right now. We're getting a lot of
absolutely.
It's going downhill. I mean, I don't mean downhill like getting bad. You can tell that the trajectory of the show is moving quickly.
Yes.
Even the way that each scene transitions into each scene, it's quicker than before, except for the Grey Worm and Missandei sex scene. That took a very long time. But I will talk about that soon. Here, let's
dreams come true.
Yeah, my dreams came true, and I got a really deep, dark, excessive look at Grey Worm and Missandei. Without seeing
the love life of the Unsullied.
Thug life. Play. Oh wait. There we go. Play. No. Play. You fucking. This is awful radio.
Bring peace back to us. Peace. Do you think that's what we had under your father, or his father, or his? Peace never lasts, my dear. Will you take a bit of advice from an old woman?
Fuck yeah.
Fuck yeah.
He's a clever man. I've met many clever men. I've outlived them all. Why?
More cock bashing. Jesus, could they be any more down? George R. R. Martin fucking hates men.
They're not talking at all about the cock. They're talking about the brain attached to it.
Yeah.
You're a dragon.
Did you say the brain attack? Is that a Star Trek?
The brain attacking the cock.
No, man, they're all about fucking George R. R. Martin must have been a
They
mama's
fight.
boy.
They
Grew up
fight
as
a
a
lot.
mama's boy.
So really great scene between
His wife is writing the books.
It's very short, but I definitely like their scene. I like how she kind of just breaks it down to it. She tells her, "You're a dragon. All the houses are sheep. They'll go with whoever the powerful person is. They're all supporting Cersei right now because she's the most powerful force. If you go in there and you burned everybody, it doesn't really matter what you do. Once you get the power, everyone's going to follow you because they're just fucking sheep. So why don't you go in there and fucking kill them?" And I can't lie. That's what I think she should have done. And I know I'm a victim of saying, oh, later on we see half her forces are cut off by what urine does. But ultimately, I still think she should have just gone right to King's Landing and fucking fuck shit up.
Yeah.
Why am I wrong, Joe? Why shouldn't she have done that?
If she had gone in and done that, I think Tyrion would have been right to a respect. We already see her rallying the lesser lords that are left in the west and in the south and in the northwest or whatever, or the whatever lords that didn't go with them in the Vale. They're all standing there, and there's not many of them. But if you unleash the Dothraki and you unleash the Unsullied on King's Landing and dragons and start burning fucking commoners, which is what you're
essentially
not
doing
about.
If you, because you can't control the dragons
You
and their
can't.
direction.
And the thing is you're talking about when you unleash an army on a city like that and they start running in, they're not just going to kill
the
soldiers.
Aren't.
They're going for.
I don't care.
Or people. These are all.
I don't care, Joe. You don't divide your forces in that situation. You keep your forces at one big giant force, and you just break fucking down King's Landing, and you set up shop there, and then you worry about the peace after the fact.
That's what brings me back to what I said last week about how do you sail an armada across the ocean and not know there's another armada about to face you? How do you hide a fucking armada like that?
Because they're a magic 1,000 ships that got just built. The magic Kazoo did it from the planet Melmac.
Right, and like one of the ships they built is like twice the size of
Where did all this
Yara's
lumber come
boat?
from? I don't care how much forest there is on the Iron Island.
And I just want to say, Timo's line right here, Danny logic. Instead of burning the small folk, I'm going to starve them all.
In here, along the coast, but even still, it's ridiculous. It's a little ridiculous, and I don't understand how she didn't climb up on one of her dragons and fly out and be like, "Oh look, there's a fucking armada."
It's scouting.
Why don't you take your 3 dragons, fly them into King's Landing, literally fly into right up into the Red Keep, blow the fucking shit, like fly in, because you can fly with a fucking dragon and go fucking burn everybody. And
she doesn't know how to warg yet.
I just don't think she has that much control.
Drogon, I choose you. Just Dragonite, I choose you.
You can warg if you can get Bran down there warging into a dragon, or teach John how to warg finally, and Danny how to warg or whatever. If you can get this warging shit going.
Game of Thrones with Maurice says it perfect. There's no such thing as a kind war. Danny should have gone to King's Landing. That's just what I think. Yeah, I'm wrong. As Jay in the on hold right now. Jay, we're talking about Joe. I'm wrong 75% of the time. I like to say that I probably, but 25%. I think I might be kind of right on this. I think Danny should have attacked King's Landing.
No, and that's it. That is a great point. There is no kind war, and anybody who says there's a way to kill people and then there's a bad way to kill people, like there's the Geneva Convention
versus
right?
the Lannister, like
and
this the Stark versus the Lannister ideal.
And we even have the Geneva Convention, and it says, like, you can't use certain types of poisons on people. But like some of those poisons you can't use in war. Like you're not allowed to shoot canisters of tear gas at your fucking enemy across the battlefield. But you can shoot it at your own citizens to get them out of a building.
House,
Like
Peter Griffin, shut your whore mouth. We only have 11 episodes of Game of Thrones left. Shut up.
Like there's rules to war here now in our life on Earth here that I guess they want to have this kind of moral thing where they're not killing innocent people just for the fact of killing innocent people. And they kind of want to elevate it to that. But ultimately, whoever made that point, war isn't kind. You know, no matter what, there's going to be innocent life lost. And now you're talking about which innocent life is more important. The innocent life that's living in King's Landing that you don't want to go in and just fucking burn to death, or the innocent life at Casterly Rock, or the innocent life on your march between Dorne and all the way up through the south back over to the King's Landing. And then you want to say, we'll lay siege to King's Landing. We'll let Cersei order them all to fucking starve to death rather than just go in and kill them and burn them quick. So now you're saying you're going to try to put it on Cersei, even though we're the one that have cut off all the supplies.
Which is good PR.
It's good PR, but
it is pretty good PR, Katie.
And ultimately, you're still killing the poor and the innocent.
Now, let's go to Jay for a few seconds to tell me what.
Wait. Just before I say that, and if you want to know who are the ones to die first when there's no provisions and there's it's not just the poor, it's the elderly poor and it's the children poor. Those are the ones that die first.
Absolutely.
Now,
so
Jay's going to tell
let's kill the most vulnerable first rather than kill them all indiscriminately.
Yeah.
Good points. Jay's going to tell me.
Hell.
Sorry. Jay's going to tell me why I'm wrong about Dany attacking King's Landing. I have to say, Dragon Melee, one more for the road, one more super chat donation. You were fucking amazing. Thank you so much for your support. Thank you to everyone in the super chat. Seriously, this is really amazing. This is what it's all about. So it's all about. Spin the fucking wheel for you. Spin the fucking wheel. And let's go to Jay to tell me why I'm wrong. Jay, it's on you, buddy.
Whiny.
Oh, sorry. Your volume's turned down.
Phil, there's a shitload of wildfire. You want to mix dragon fire with wildfire so the whole city can
just wildfire.
Don't cross the stream.
I think you're wrong for the main
Do it.
And am I still on?
Yep.
Turn down your radio.
I'm hearing,
So I'm pretty sure that the bow and arrow will work. I mean that the crossbow will work against the dragon, because I'm pretty sure they had to test it on something like stone or something that was just harder than the dragon's head.
Fair.
Then why wouldn't he show that to Cersei from the dragon head?
So the dragons have proven they can be penetrated when people threw regular spears at
them. I want to
pet. Like they're invincible.
Oh, sorry. Let's keep going.
The dragon,
which is just to put wildfire all around every single castle. That way you go, hey, there's wildfire out. If you burn these castles, you're gonna burn the wildfire along with it, and everyone's gonna end up dead.
Let me ask you a question, Jay. Let me ask you a question.
One second, Joe wants to ask you a question.
If you're a 10-year-old boy and I come up and I punch you in the face, does it hurt more then, or if you're, say, 25?
Oops, sorry. What?
If you're a 10-year-old boy and I walk up and I punch you in the face,
I heard what you said.
Does it hurt more then as if it does when you're 25? Because I think the dragons are adolescents when they're having spears thrown at them.
At any age, but you probably hurt less if you're 25 most of the time.
Right.
Yeah. So I put you on.
Now if I put a 3-inch knife into you when you're 10, it goes halfway through you. But if you're 35,
10-year-old.
If you're 35 and you're as fat as me, it's only going to pierce my blubber. It's not necessarily going to be like this big life-threatening wound. It was a fucking knife. You know, but when you're 10 and I stab you with like my Swiss Army knife, it's going to like go through your belly, maybe like almost pierce through your back because you're like very small and very thin. But if you're like 35 and you weigh 250, or if you're 42 like I am and you weigh 300 fucking pounds and you get stabbed with a little 3-inch pocket knife, sure, it's gonna hurt, but it ain't gonna be poking out my fucking back. It's gonna fucking be it's the incision for the doctor to start the lipo, for Christ's sake.
Well, I do have to say that bolt that he used did look like it was it was like a whale spear.
It looked like a harpoon.
Critch says, "What the fuck, fuzzy logic?" Yeah,
that's my fuzzy man.
Everyone, make sure you check out King.
It may be fuzzy, but it is logic.
What's with the violence, Joe? Joe # Joe Dirty Lock Logic. Dirty Logic.
Dude, it makes sense. It makes sense. If something's not matured yet, there's plenty of creatures out there that will go through a phase, right? And they have outer, harder exoskeletons or shells or scales or skins that shed, that fall off, that molt, that change in hardness,
Reptilian creatures
that
in
over
particular.
time,
Yes.
like look at you have a bug out here in this world that's a fucking worm at one point, and 6 months later it's flying from fucking
butterfly.
Maine to fucking Mexico within a couple of weeks, and it's only 2 inches big. Like, shit doesn't always stay the same from phase to life, and we don't know how these dragons are going to react or be. But yeah, you know, you're probably right, and I think D&D are going to make those spears and those harpoons work well.
I think they are going to kill a dragon because
I just want to stop and thank everybody that's checking out this video. All you people in the live motherfucking chat. We know it's a Sunday night. Everyone can't stay up all night with us, but as people come in and out, we're halfway through the episode. We're gonna get through this whole episode and then take some voicemails, some more calls, and all that sort of stuff. So everyone that sticks with us, thank you so much. It's only started. We're probably on for a while longer. Really do appreciate all the support you guys do. All the super chat donations. We got 5 more weeks of this shit. And then 6 more weeks of 6 more episodes of Game of Thrones. We're gonna do as many podcasts as we can. Also, as I mentioned, Tuesday we got Nick Hodges from History Buffs coming, so make sure you get your feedback questions in. So for Nick and I to talk about, and then on Friday I will do my preview, reaction, and all that stuff too. So we got 3 podcasts a week coming on the channel. And I might have a special guest on my Friday podcast.
True.
Yes, I'm sorry. Pritchard has ordered me to say something. This is from the chat.
Valid point.
Yes, I will say it, Pritchard. Dragon scales harden into armor.
I keep saying the exoskeleton.
Right.
Yes.
Thank you.
I
Pritchard,
don't know if dragons actually have an exoskeleton, but it happens in
speaks
nature.
drunk locks.
Yes.
He speaks dirty drunk lock.
So if you haven't already, please hit the like button. Please hit the subscribe button. Join us all season in next season too. Help spread the word. Help build our army even bigger.
I haven't even learned the language.
We got another super chat donation from Michael fucking Lee that says Euron versus Oberyn. Who do you got? We also have someone that said I have to make up a song. Make up a song, stick in a thong, motherfucker, back a bow. Sorry, that's my stupid song. I know it sucked, but it still is a credit. That was your last.
Like Mel Tomei scat right there.
Oh, hello.
That was a little skitty bit.
Night court.
You get another spin. Here we go, another spin.
I'm scared. Euron versus
Spin it
Oberyn.
off the fucking hook. I don't think that was supposed to happen, dude.
That was very aggressive.
It was. I spun it. The beer fell. I lost
so
my beer.
Strong. Not your beer.
Dude, man, you are out of control. You're out of control. He has lost control. He has lost control.
My glass broke. I slammed it on my hand. It's a big mess.
As long as it didn't go through your ass this time, Phil, I am not coming over to give you stitches in the backseat of my car again.
Dude.
It didn't. That sucked. That sucked. My beer is no more. It's all over my wall. Hopefully,
it turned to alcohol abuse. That's terrible.
Yeah, that was a mess. That was a mess. But it was on camera. At least we got it on camera.
It's documented. That's important.
It's documented. That helps. That helps in some point. So,
Party foul is right analysis.
Bill is Danny. He broke the wheel.
It meant to do
I'm
it.
going
It
to
was
break the
completely a
wheel.
metaphor.
It's more the beer glass I broke and the glass I shattered as I.
Yeah.
You are the prince that was or princess that was promised.
I did. El Tourme on Night Court.
You are the gender non-specific nobility that was promised.
Possibly plural.
I did. I spilled a beer. It was alcohol beer.
It's to the homies that have passed on Game of Thrones.
Exactly. It was to Oberyn. It was that question. It was the question. Euron versus Oberyn. Who you guys got? I think Oberyn.
That's explosive. Yeah, dude.
Euron versus Oberyn.
Yeah. I want to say Oberyn, but he was really dumb in his fight.
Only because of the passion that he had. It was all about revenge and all that. But no, if they were just in a fighting pit, nothing affecting their emotional judgment.
If it was an unemotional battle, I would give it to Oberyn. Because he poisons his tips too.
And now the Throne wants to know, does the broken super chat wheel mean every donation is shot for Joe? Maybe. Maybe. Okay, so our next scene, I'm just stalling because I don't really want to talk about this next scene. Our next scene is the Grey Worm in his room as Missandei enters. Where are you going? He says, we have to say goodbye. He says, you don't, whatever.
I love you too.
Whatever. Do I really need to talk about this shit?
No.
I gotta pee again.
No.
Do I really need to talk about this shit? So yeah, we talked a lot about this at the beginning.
Yeah, I mean, there's not much to say about it. It was pretty. It was kind of what people have wanted, but not really, because we didn't get to see any detail of what, like, Grey Worm's working with. So
was this the part? Was this the Steven Seagal part? Is this the Steven Seagal part you was talking about? I don't know, dude.
I don't know. Sure.
Yeah, so Grey Worm's in the room. Missandei enters. He goes, where are you going? I got to say goodbye, and I never want to say goodbye. And
it's so hard.
Says Missandei, you're my weakness. That's what I am. I'm one boy. I had scared dogs, and this boy had dogs on a cliff, and I swam, or some shit happened.
I have to say that was cute. You're my weakness, and she's like, "What the fuck do you mean I'm your weakness? That's not cool, man."
Yeah, I don't want to be your weakness.
He had to explain that. That's
no. I mean, I'm the strongest. I'm the biggest.
Yeah, dude. We're just at the point where he's like, "Dude, girl, you're my weakness," and she's like, "Dude, what do you mean your weakness? That's not a good thing."
Wow, Rick Bubbly lives in China and watched 3 years, finally caught up. Great to see you, Rick Bubbly. Great to see you, my friend.
Oh, Rick Bubbly. Drink a little of that bubbly.
So you were my weakness. Joe and Katie, I need to run in the other room for a second.
Oh, hey.
Tell me about the Grey Worm and Missandei sex scene.
Oh,
Katie.
What's to say? They love each other, and that's what it's about. It doesn't really matter to her what's in his pants, and that was the message she was conveying. But all of the audience, I think, was saying, "Show us what's in his pants."
It doesn't matter what's in his pants.
No, well, and that's the point. Like, it's not ugly or shameful. There's nothing
It's not the size
naughty
of the ocean,
about
it's
it.
the motion of the waves.
Well, we all have scars. We all have, we've been mutilated, whether emotionally or physically, in our lives. And that's the thing. Oh my goodness. Dude.
Well, you fucking millennial.
Wow, are you a Trump supporter too?
What?
Damn, you're calling us, well, me, because I'm talking for a whole lot of people that I don't know.
You're not talking for anybody but yourself. That was all about the deep tick
I am a pretty weak, frail little snowflake.
Whatever it was, I just I didn't say weak and frail. I said beautiful individual snowflake.
Snowflake, which implies weakness.
Oh, until you get a million of them, and then you have a blizzard.
Melty, and it's all
melty. What happens when those snowflakes melt up north, huh? You get winter.
Pure drinking water.
Point.
Lawyer.
Fucking point. Thank you.
We're talking about Missandei and Grey Worm.
Yeah, it was fucking hot. It was erotic. It was all about titties and ass. We had 2 asses and 2 titties.
And cunnilingus. He was all about her.
Yeah.
That's important.
It is important. Guys,
he can get
it
pleasure
is very
too,
important. You make sure you lick that shit good, and you start there. You don't end there. You start. Oh, believe me,
you don't want to come back. This is the biggest thing.
You start there. You don't make her start on you. You start on her.
Well,
that's the way it goes. Don't go down there. Don't go grabbing at it like a fucking. You don't just go grabbing. Don't do the Trump. You do the Grey Worm. You go down with the red worm.
Yes,
I was gonna pick up the glass.
Either philosophy, then the Grey Worm is good.
The Grey Worm over the Trump. So you start with the mouth. You go down. You do a little of this. You try to do the alphabet forwards and backwards. Okay. Then you go a little top. and then you do a backwards
what do you-
reverse flip.
Whoa.
Try a triple Lindy. Once you get the triple Lindy off, if you do it right, you might then be ready to move forward to the sideways limbo.
You're on your own now, Joseph.
Okay, Joe. Here we go, Joe. So the sex scene is over. Then we're back to the library with a bunch more of rapid fire references and stuff. And Sam and the Maester are pretty funny together as they just kind of go back and forth. There's a couple of really good. Sam asks another question, but usually he kind of stutters and shit. The Maester looks at him and asks for a moment. I found a way to treat Sword Jorah, and he says, yeah, what happened to the guy that cured the disease? Well, he got grayscale. Okay, so it's forbidden. No, the guy's too far. Fuck him. He's dead. So then we get Jorah writing a note to the Khaleesi by the candlelight, and enters Sam with a cart of stuff, and he's like, "What are you doing?" And he's like, "I'm here to torture you. I mean, cure you. And I knew your father when he died. He's a good guy. And today you're not dying. Today is a good day to die, but not today." And he's like, "This is rum. Drink it." And Sam drinks rum. And Sam drinks too, and he says, "You can't scream." He puts something in Jorah's mouth, and he just fucking rips off his skin and fucking puts all the skin and then points out on an ointment and rips off every piece of dragon scale on him. Fuck Joe. What'd you think of this scene, Joe?
I'm sorry. It was
we got two more.
Something else was going on while you were talking, but that scene was awesome. Like the rest, I don't know what scene we're talking about.
We're talking about the Jorah getting cured by grayscale by.
Oh, it's fucking awesome. The transition at the end. Okay, first off, we'll address that milk of the poppy rum thing. I kind of agree. We probably should have had Sam bring him some milk of the poppy. Maybe he couldn't get his hands on it as easy as he could the rum. Maybe there's something in the book, which is probably really the answer. Maybe there's something in the book that says not to use milk of the poppy, but it certainly seems like it would make more sense. That being said, he gives them all this booze. I really like their interaction, and Sam once again taking it amongst himself to find some balls somewhere and do something. He takes a lot of gruff, and he's always taken a lot of gruff with fans of this show, and I understand it. Believe me, the Gillian him shit is just, it's so cringeworthy, and it's almost as though it's like, oh, of course, let's give, like, it's like George R.R. Martin put himself in the book, like the fat guy who's intellectual that can't, like, that isn't this like honestly, that's the way it feels to me. But you know, and that's coming from the fat guy. So all that shit falls flat. But the moments of his heroism and shit, they're also like dumb luck. And this is a little bit more than that.
Yeah,
this is him. He did some research. He's got an answer. He needs to try it. He wants to try it. He's doing it not only for himself, but for the bear, the old bear.
Yeah.
So I really like it. And then, like, aside from this interaction between them, which I really liked, you have that transition, that scene transition when he's doing that second cut in after he peels off he starts slow and it hurts a lot. And like Sam is just like, it's gonna hurt like any scab. If it takes a while, it's going to hurt for a long period, or I can rip it off. It might just hurt real quick. So he goes real fast. He just starts
hopefully.
And then like that second cut in where he's going in with the tools and shit and the pus, and then it turns out someone's eating a fucking pie at fucking Hot Pie's place. That was fantastic. It was so good. And then of course it was Arya sitting there, which was, and she even brings back up it references itself multiple layers, because it ends up being, it's this disgusting like human pus postulate, and then it ends up being food that someone's eating. So it's like a human piece that's then getting eaten. And then it's Arya. Remember, Arya served fucking Frey pie to Frey. And then Hot Pie sits down. He starts talking about that fucking butter. And then she's like, oh, huh. I didn't brown my butter first. Like, so she brings you back to that all over again a second time in that scene.
Great.
It was fucking brilliant.
I have to jump in the chat and get 2 super chats. Jade Dragon Melee says, I lied. One more. And let's make sure I don't knock over the wheel again. Fuck it, man. I'm distracted because there's a whole bunch of glass on my floor. This is Phil Drink. So I got a drink. Ooh. And then we got one more from Heath Hinton who asks, Masande has a great ass, but who is better, her or Danny? Nothing like feasting. Let's spin the wheel one more time. I'm more of a Masande.
Yeah, I think I'm more of a Danny. In general, I might be more of a Masande, but in this specific instance, give me Danny over Masande.
Fair. And you got rant, so we'll get a rant in a little bit. So and then as Joe said, we kind of get intertwined into the hot pie and Arya scene, where Arya kind of has this weird attitude through that whole scene. It's very interesting to see her interact with humans, interact with real people.
Well, it just goes to show you too. She wants to tell him what's happened, but she knows she can't. She can't tell him any of it.
Yeah, no, exactly. She wants to connect, but she has to stay separated from everything. And yes, Tom, it was very painful. It was a weird situation. It was crazy. Again, I'm glad I got that live on the podcast.
What's that?
It was a great the wheel falling down and knocking over the beer glass and smashing everywhere. But yeah, I thought that was one of the best parts of the episode, the transition from the Sam and Jorah scene into the Arya scene. And her and Hot Pie have a really good scene together that Hot Pie definitely shows an affinity for Arya, but she finds out Jon becomes King of the North. And this is right when I become emotional in the moment, right when Arya finds out that Jon becomes King of the North. I get a little choked up in that moment, and see her face as she reacts to that is huge, and reacts to the Starks controlling Winterfell again. It was a great moment. So Arya heads on her horse. She was going to go to King's Landing, but no, Joe. She's heading north. So then we go to the Citadel. We go to Jon, who gets a message from Sam at the Citadel. It's the Jon at the town meeting and stuff. And he's like, well, first of all, there's Dragonglass at Dragonstone. And I got a message from Sam who told me all that. And the Queen.
And there's dragons at Dragonstone.
So I think I need to fucking go there and talk to Tyrion Lannister. And they're like, Tyrion Lannister, what the fuck? And he's like, 3 fucking dragons. We got to go. And we need to mine there. It has to happen. We need allies. And everyone's like, Jon, you're wrong. Even Lyanna Mormont is like, Jon, you're wrong. But he goes, I don't care. You elected me King of the North. And me and Davos are going to Dragonstone. Sansa says, did you forget what happened to our grandfather? It's a fucking trap. You can't go.
And then Jon says, will you shut up if I leave you Winterfell?
And she goes, okay.
I thank God Katie's not here for this, because oh my God. Sansa, I do not want to hear her defend that bitch one more fucking time.
What
that
the
bitch.
fuck,
oh
dude?
my
She was
God.
complaining. Then Jon
God.
gave her power and she shut up. Do you see her shut up when Jon gave her power? And I'm going to play Timo's song because
right to her and be like, ha, we could kill your brother on his way and we could take it all for ourselves.
Fuck Sansa. Fuck Sansa. Fuck Sansa.
I feel like I'm doing that, like that skit from Key and Peele. And then I said, bitch.
Are you cheating? Are you cheating right now?
And then I said, bitch.
I just think it's very interesting.
She's gonna watch this tomorrow, and I am gonna be fucking smoked, dude. If I don't see you next Sunday, guys, in the chat, it's because she fucking rewatched this video. She's killing me right now.
I'm lucky Stephanie never listens to the podcast.
Oh shit.
So okay, so here we go.
And retired nurse, if you're watching, you better not say nothing.
So from the sublime to the stupid, we got Mark Harington, the Love Sansa analysis thrown somewhere saying Love Sansa. You really would love to do that to Sansa. Sansa's gorgeous as a Apulia.
Oh, I know what fucking Littlefinger wants.
Oh yeah, so we get the Littlefinger who's like, "Hey John, I brought Ned's bones back. You know, I loved Ned. He was really good, even though I betrayed him and wanted to stab him." And John's like, "The fuck?" John just wants to kill him this whole fucking scene. And then Littlefinger keeps going. He's like, "You know, Catelyn didn't like you, but I wanted to fuck her. And you know, I really want to fuck Sansa too." And John goes, "What?" And grabs his ass and throws him up against a wall and starts choking him. And he says, "If you touch my sister, I will kill you myself." And Littlefinger goes, So my question, Joe, is what the fuck is wrong with Littlefinger?
Well,
so much.
Forget what's wrong with Littlefinger. Here's my point. We don't see any of Littlefinger's allies, right?
Who's Littlefinger's allies now?
Exactly. That's what I'm wondering.
The
like
Vale. Does he have an alliance with the White Walkers? Does Littlefinger have an alliance with the White Walkers, Joe?
What I want to know is where is his? Who are his allies? Because his only ally is Robin of the Vale, not the Vale.
He's the strongest in all the lands, Joe.
Right. So he doesn't have any people that he's fucking commanding over at his lordship Harrenhal either. He doesn't have an army from Harrenhal. Like he's never, like as far as I know, he's never even stepped foot in his lord actual place that he's lord of at this point.
Is he still lord of Harrenhal?
I'm still Cersei's queen, so he must be. It hasn't been taken away from him. No. But probably not, because he's come out against the Boltons and the Queen and that whole side. So but probably not. So who would he be plotting with? Who would he be doing? So it's all himself, right? So, I mean, and you might not know this as John, but then you might not. Why not just fucking murder him? Bury him there in the fucking crypt. Who's going to even know that you did it? Who even knows that he's fucking down there? He sneaks around fucking everywhere. Yeah, well, you're going to threaten him. You're going to put your fucking thumb in his fucking Adam's apple and choke the motherfucker.
And he stops himself.
And then leave your sister in his presence, like, and not expect the slimy motherfucker to be fucking shit up while you're gone. Dude needs to die. Just fucking kill him. Damn it.
Brienne.
You think Sansa has the balls to kill Littlefinger?
Yes.
I don't know. Okay, here's the thing. I don't think she necessarily has the balls to murder him, but she has the balls to kill him.
Right.
Like, there's a difference, right?
Have Brienne execute him, or have Arya execute him?
Not for just like she wakes up, you know, on the wrong side of the bed, and she's like, Brienne, kill this motherfucker. Yeah, no, because she already promised Brienne in the oath with Theon, I will, and maybe this is going to be a big thing. Maybe this might become a big thing, and she might ask her to do something that Brienne finds to be immoral, because I kind of see Sansa as like sitting on that edge, a fucking immoral douchebag cunt and innocent victim, or
riding that
more
an immoral but
to the
very
other.
Clean.
Very, very clean line there. Game of Thrones with Marie says Sansa longed for Jong's respect, and she got it. That's
clean
why
vagina,
she's pleased. Both Sansa and Jon are insecure about what they've been through. But Sansa loved it that Jon respected her and trusted her. Maybe that will be the lesson she needs to be able to be strong enough to stay loyal to House Stark and not be selfish to House Sansa.
No, that's just going to fuel the selfish cunt fire.
Oh my God! So I was just saying in that time, I was saying like if they're all saying he can't go as the king, the only choice he would have is to send Sansa with Davos as his emissary, and he is right. He can't send anyone.
And truthfully,
Daenerys needs to meet. Okay, well, can I finish?
Yes. Awesome. Can still be wrong though.
But I just want to finish.
Better finish.
I think Jon is correct in that Daenerys, especially because she's asking him to not only come and meet with her, but to bend the knee to her. He can't send anyone else. It has to be the King of the North. But either way, if he sent anyone, it would have to be Sansa, and if he left anyone
Correct.
in charge, it would have to be Sansa.
Correct.
Now, Joe, you think he should have sent somebody else?
I think, yeah, and that's exactly why. She's demanding the bend the knee. And I don't know if it said it in the letter that when you come here, be aware, John, that not only are all dwarves bastards, but you must bend the knee. I doubt the letter that Tyrion sent said that. But Dany's going to demand that of him. And he should know that that is what's going to be demanded of him if he wants it.
Will he kneel before
And that's
Zod?
why you
Will
don't
he kneel
go.
before Zod?
Well, that's why he shouldn't even be there in the first place. Because if you want her fucking army, if you want her to know that it's that fucking important, Dany, are you really about the people? Because that's what I'm about. I'm so about the fucking people that both knees are bound. I'm not going to bend one knee. I'll bend both knees. Please bring your fucking dragons up north. I'd rather be your fucking servant than the fucking undead walking down to kill you. So yeah, he's going to bend both knees. But if you want to keep your kingdom or you want to do any of that kind of shit, then you don't go as you send Sansa.
What does Jon do?
You send an emissary because they can negotiate for you and maybe work something out without ever having to say, I'm going to bend the knee, because what difference does it make? It's just fucking Sansa.
I have to wonder, though, because, I mean, we pretty much know at this point that Jon is a Targaryen. Will the dragons react?
I was just
when he shows up.
What happens when Jon sees a dragon? Does the dragon react to Jon?
Yeah.
Do they? Okay, now let's now that answers that begs the question. When Jon gets to, if Jon gets to, and when he gets to Dragonstone,
he has to.
Do the dragons and him even have an interaction or a meeting? We don't even know where they're housed, if they're out flying around on their own, or what's going on with the dragons.
He'll see the dragons.
But I would like to think that there
Episode
would be
4, Jon sees dragons.
I would like to
They
think
have to give us everything. I'm sorry. Sorry, go ahead.
Go. Yeah, sorry.
Apologies. Passion. Sorry.
Joe's not talking.
I'd like to think that I have no idea what I was going to say. I tried to mean mug it and try to be all pissy and
sorry.
Like I said, that's
much
that short-term
apologies.
sandwich
Much
thing.
apologies. It was about, will Jon actually see will the dragons and Jon interact at all in the next episode?
No, I don't think they're gonna. But if they do, they're definitely gonna react. So.
Yeah. So speaking of, and then we're talking about this Littlefinger scene. Littlefinger gets choked up by Jon. So then we
it was I just have to say it was satisfying, even though I think it was a dangerous
It was a cock tease.
On
my
Jon's
dick got
part.
hard and Jon didn't blow my load.
Yeah, I mean he can't.
John, next time
Sansa
you pull my
said,
dick out,
you
you better
need his
fucking
men.
pop my shit off, or I'm gonna be very upset.
But I wanted Jon to just stab him and leave him there. He's so slimy. He's
Joe
so
feels
dangerous.
no rage. Joe lets out his rage on a constant basis. That there is no feeling it, Kyle.
So then, here we go. Bump. Oh wait, no, wrong button.
See, because if you don't let your rage out, Kyle, if you don't let it out,
Yeah, you can't just suppress that shit. It's
you'll
still
get
there.
cancer.
Yeah,
Trust me, man. I watched Phil suppress that shit for years.
Oh.
And then
that's what
we go to Arya in the woods.
Oh, Arya.
The horse hears something.
Arya. Oh, this is such a beautiful. Oh, sorry.
And it gets colder too.
I'm sorry.
Her breath gets colder. You start seeing more and more of her breath in that scene too. So
There's another log in the fire. She's breathing. It's cold. And then suddenly she's surrounded by wolves. There's wolves on either side of her, left, right, everywhere. And bump. She's looking at all the wolves and she snarls and she looks around and it's the most big fucking dire wolf I've ever seen in my fucking life. It's really huge. They did an excellent job at giving us the giant fucking dire wolf. They can't give us Ghost, but they did an excellent job in Nymeria. I cannot say a bad word about it. Maybe I'll watch it again a couple times and I'll be weirded out. But anything, it looked really cool. It was a giant fucking direwolf, and it was Nymeria. She growls and looks back. Arya puts her sword down and says, "Listen, it's me, Arya." The wolf looks at her and says, "I know. I don't give a fuck." And then Arya says, "I'm heading north. I'm going back to Winterfell. Finally going home. Come with me." And the wolf looks at her and goes, "Eh."
Jay.
Okay. Cool.
Jay.
I did. Yeah, I think.
She doesn't say, "Oh, okay, cool."
Well, no, not.
She says, "Oh, that's right. You don't belong there." Supposition. Neither do I. Let me go finish killing the fucking queen and everybody else on my goddamn list before I go back and see my fucking family.
She's going back to Winterfell, Joe. And this even symbolizes...
You are so wrong.
Okay. So she asks Nymeria to go with her, and Nymeria says, no, fuck no. But I will come back. And we all know Nymeria will show herself again. Excellent job. I think this is
called foreshadowing.
Yes.
I cannot say enough amazing things about Maisie Williams acting in the scene. She played it incredibly. All the emotion she played in her face. I just think it worked.
Oh, and she's so pretty. How could you have ever thought she was a boy?
Yeah, of course. Of course, hot pie. You're totally hot pie.
I'm a survivor.
You're the hot pie of this podcast.
I'm a survivor.
All the Arya stuff that they're throwing, like it's amazing.
Dude, and I know to brown my butter before I put it on my buns.
Well, yeah,
you definitely do. I've had your pies. You brown your fucking butter, Joe.
Oh, speaking of brown butter.
She's not brown.
Bitter. She's gonna hiss at the podcast.
She's all black.
So,
she's a little dragon.
So I thought this was an exceptional scene. I thought Maisie Williams did an awesome job. I thought the CG,
amazing, yes.
CG was done really well with the direwolf. More direwolves. I hope the direwolf comes back.
More.
And I think it will ultimately.
Yeah. I hope so. Like I need that payoff with the
Let's go to the live
getting their
chat.
revenge too.
Kyle says, I'm not 100% sold Nymeria will come back. Brendan says, Nymeria's got some thinking to do. The chat, and we do have a poll if people want to jump in the poll to rate this episode. Major close up on Maisie Williams tonight. Chuck says, hot pie rules. I thought ODD that Arya did not seem to recognize Arya. I think she did recognize Arya because if she did not recognize Arya, she would have ate Arya.
Absolutely.
I think she absolutely recognized Arya, said, hey, dude, what's up? How you doing? And said, I don't really want to come with you right now. You threw a rock at me. I'm still kind of pissed at you.
Yeah, you white-fanged me, bitch.
You totally white-fanged me. Yeah, you threw a fucking rock at me. You suck. I'm cool. No one eat this girl. Everyone cool with not eating this girl. And I really want to eat this girl. I really want to eat this girl. No, you can't eat this girl. She's my friend. And they all left.
To be fair, Bill, I did grab the pussy, but I put it right in my face.
That did, and that makes it okay.
That's Joe's.
Well, that goes back to what we were talking about earlier. You don't just grab the pussy.
No, you don't grab.
But I had to bring it to my face. I can't get down that low.
She was a willing.
That is a little.
She was a willing pussy, so it was okay. But yeah, generally don't grab.
To be fair, Bill, it was a willing pussy that I grabbed and I put it right in my face.
That's Joe's move.
And he let it go when she said no.
So we could have ended on that scene, but that scene was, but we got what? That was an amazing scene, and the episode could have almost ended on that. But Arya was great. Anything you guys have more to say about the scene with Arya and Nymeria, Katie or Joe?
Thank you, Nymeria, for proving my point that Arya is just going to turn around and go back south again.
See, okay. I just have to say my interpretation of this scene. Either way, it could have been. I do think it was Nymeria saying, "I can't come home with you. Things are different. We can't be the little girl and puppy we were." And it could go either way.
So Nymeria said, "I ain't your bitch anymore, yo."
Katie, I'm sorry. 1 second, Joe. Joe, you're a fucking idiot.
No, Joe's right. Joe's right. And it can be very frustrating. I understand how frustrating it can be for you and everybody else out there who has to listen to Joe Dirty Locks week after week come out and preach the truth. All right, and be right over and over and over and over again. And when I'm wrong, I'm only like a bit wrong, and I have to capitulate just a little bit. It's like Joe was only 10% wrong out of his.
On top of
it, I got to capitulate, but ultimately, I can understand how frustrating it is to ultimately be wrong so often because it hurts when I'm only wrong 10% of the time.
Yeah.
Little bitches going back south. Cersei must die. Hashtag. Wait.
Ario,
hashtag
no,
Cersei
I
must
don't
die.
know what you're saying, but I know it means something imbecile. So
That's because you actually have to listen. And like most people who are wrong, they stop listening because they don't know that they're wrong.
So let's get to our final scene of the episode, and then we'll try to get to our last two callers. We see you have area code 985, and I'm sure Jay wants to get back in here too. And we got some voicemails that we should play as well, and some more live fucking chat. It's we got a little bit more time here. I know Joe and Katie aren't going anywhere anytime soon. The only thing that has me going, Joe, Dirty Locks, always winning. So much winning.
So much winning.
Feels the good shoulder on Joe Dirty.
The tiger blood.
Bad angel.
Tiger
Shut
blood.
the fuck up,
I am
Joe.
a golden god.
Joe's saying the truth. Joe's definitely saying the truth. Kay Richards says, or Critch as I call him, Arya said it all. That's not you. Call back to season 1 when Ned said, fool, she's going north. Peter Griffin says 10%. Joe has the biggest
Inauguration of all time.
Period.
I think you mean imagination, not inauguration.
I love Joe Rants. I love Joe Rants, but I also love Timo Rants.
Yes, Game of Thrones is teaching me I can be wrong only 10% of the time.
It's Timo's Red Night. 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 It's the Red Night.
Enough of that. So then we go to our final scene of the episode, which is the sand shits, and they talk about the sand shits are all about like let's play a little bit of these sand shits because we talk a lot of shit about Dan and Dave, but Dan and Dave heard the people, and the people said they hated the sand shits, so they're putting the sand shits in a lot of shitty situations.
I want the mountain. The mountain killed father. He'll crush you with one hand.
Okay, you're
careless. That's what Mama says.
You're fucking dead. So the Sand Snakes are shitting, talking, and they're drinking. Then we get Emilia and Yara making out and doing some shit. Or no, they're
teasing.
They're about to make out, and then right at that point,
creepy sister brother shit.
Euron attacks. Now we find out that Theon's gonna be Yara's advisor, her protector, someone to protect her, to be on her backside all the time. We're gonna get into this because there's two sides of this coin. A couple people in the live chat already pointed this out, and this is something I didn't explore at the time because I started thinking Reeky bastard, and I think he is Reeky bastard. But there's also the other side that did Theon make the right move? I'm gonna talk about the scene, and I want Joe and Katie to think about that. Did Theon know the battle was lost and ultimately save himself?
And Yara, perhaps?
Or did Reek emerge? And I think those are two questions. I personally think if Theon made a decision that the battle was fucking lost and escaped, that's one thing. I don't think that's what happened. I think Reek emerged and ran the fuck away.
I feel like
very
that
fine
too,
line.
but I kind of hope because he knew if he approached Yara could get sliced.
I felt like
he abiding his time and coming
he knew
back in the future.
I think Katie's right. He knew that if he charges this dude at that moment, there's 6 guys between them that are all going to stand up and stab him to death, and Yara dies anyway in front of him.
So you think Theon made the right call?
There is something to be said for retreat at times so you can come back to fight another day.
I agree with you, but I don't think that's what happened. I think
it's certainly not how they seemed to portray it. Yeah.
The face that he makes, he gets all crinkly faced and it looked like he was in a lot of pain, and it was PTSD, especially where he looks around the boat. But let's examine what he actually looks at in that moment. What he's seeing, what he's hearing. He looks around. First, he notices his sister has a knife to her throat. Not dead yet. He hasn't murdered her yet, and he's not coming straight at me. Okay, now that that's established, I have to do something to save her. All right, where's a weapon? Well, that weapon's in this guy's hand, pulling out a teeth. That weapon's in this guy's hand, cutting this guy's throat. Fuck, those are both Euron's men. This guy over here is killing someone else. I have nothing in my hands. I'm fucking sorry, Yara, cringe face. I know you think I'm a fucking coward, but I have to do this. And he jumps off the edge. That's kind of how I see the scene.
Someone said in the chat,
taking stock and seeing what's going on and looking at what's going on around him and actually using his brain for a moment. I felt like he wanted to go in and he wanted to do something to save his sister. And he took the moment and he looked around and made a decision.
Yeah, and you're projecting way too much courage on him right now. Well, a couple people said Genghis Khan retreated when he had to, and a couple precious Reek. Theon was a bitch. It seems to be going back and forth. Some people go Theon looks like he snapped. Some people say Theon made the right decision. It seems to be split generally down the middle about whether Theon emerged as Reek or ultimately made the right decision in the moment.
Ultimately, we're not going to know until the next couple of episodes.
Well, I think also, like, the looks he gave, they looked like he was getting scared. He was reacting to the trauma and the resurfacing of all of that. But it could have been just that he knows that his sister's going to think that of him.
Joe?
She's going to look at me as a coward, but I have to do this because it's the only way that she's going to survive, and I might be able to come back and save her.
As usual, excellent point, Katie. AJ says, I agree with Joe, and I'm surprised that Joe would give Theon crap.
Really? Yeah.
Like, I agree with Joe.
Theon crap?
Oh, I thought, okay, credit. I thought I was.
It says crap.
Yeah.
Crap. It does say crap. Were you giving Theon credit or crap, Joe?
See, it seemed like you were giving him credit. Like he was
kind of giving him
that's what
credit.
I was a little surprised
Fuck that, Joe. Theon bitched out in that moment. If you're really a Greyjoy in that moment, you do what you can to protect your sister. I mean, I think ultimately he did tactically make the right move, but I think it's because of the wrong reason. I don't think he did it because he thought about the situation and thought about what was best for the situation in the moment. I think ultimately he did it because he's a fucking coward.
No, there's a difference.
Euron pushed his buttons by calling him a dog and getting down.
Oh, that's right.
Triggered shit.
Here you go.
Tapped in.
Here you go. There's a difference between having the courage. Here's the thing. You can have the courage to do two things in this moment. You can have the courage to run in and die.
And watch your sister
watch your sister die. You can have that courage, and that is very courageous. And there's something noble about that, and there's something
absolutely
honest and emotional about that.
I have to ask you.
And you can have the courage as well to say, this is not a smart move. The smart move is to come back and kill this motherfucker when there's not 6 people between us and I'm unarmed.
Well, survive and tell Daenerys what happened too, and help everyone regroup with the facts.
Great stuff in the chat. People are going back and forth with this one. Some people agree. Katie has a point. Escaped. Maybe a motive to later be a hero. Joe the Contrarian is back. It never.
Man, I will find a way to argue any point without coming down to the facts of you're stupid and you don't know what you're talking about.
Joe,
because we always know that. That's the baseline. So I will tell you how you're stupid and you don't know what you're talking about.
Joe, you're stupid and you don't know what you're talking about. So
it's not that I'm a contrarian. It's that I know how to find the logic in everything.
Narcissist.
Yeah, exactly, Katie. It's a nice
90 seconds.
Oh shit.
What?
Everyone that's in the phone line, it's going to hang up in a second. So make sure you call back in. I'll create another event. It's going to take a few minutes here, but we will get the phone lines back up for the end of the show. So then we get the sand shit, knocking shit. Let's just talk through this scene really quick. Theon will be my advisor. Fuck scary shit. Euron's boats come here, and it's really well done. There's some really awesome shit with the boats. I thought this scene was done really well in the dark, but it's still kind of carried through. I don't know. We'll let Joe and Katie get at this in a second, but I actually really thought the scene was done well. I thought the fighting was good from boat to boat. It was exciting. It was edited well. Euron really kicked some ass. So did Yara. So did fucking Theon. And the Sand Snakes even had their moments in this scene, but ultimately both of the Sand Snakes got killed by Euron. Euron infected them with his darkness. And
choke out death.
Yeah, choke out death. I really enjoyed watching the Sand Snakes die. I think we all wanted that on some
2 or 4 down, baby.
2 or 4 down. If we got Ilaria Sand as a Sand Snake. I ultimately think that most of Dorne is dead now since they killed Dr. Bashir. Fuck those motherfuckers.
Yeah, who's left?
Unbent, unbowed. You fucking broke, bitches.
Yeah, you're fucking dead. You're dead to me. So
Broken.
we eventually cut to Bad Pussy and Ilaria Sand in the basement there. And all these guys surround
It took me
them.
a second to figure out which bad pussy you were talking about.
Bad Pussy. Bad Pussy has long hair
There's a
now.
lot of it in Game of Thrones. Guys.
Yeah, there's some Bad Pussy here and there. And then we get fucking fucked, yo. And the bad guys, not the bad guys, Euron's forces come in and they say, we're gonna kill you, and I'm sorry, sorry, I'm fucking around with some shit here. And some shit. I'm trying to multitask, and I'm way too much of a hippie to multitask. So I thought this was a really awesome battle. I thought it was done really well, and I thought the fight was done well. I actually personally really liked Euron Greyjoy in this scene, and I thought he brought it home, and I thought the actor did a decent enough job. And
that sucks, God. And it makes sense.
Rant on this for a second. Tell me what you guys thought about the scene.
Okay. I'm gonna rant on this, and I'm gonna tell you what I think, and I'm gonna tell you what I think about what you think. And I think you like Euron because he reminds you of that pasty from that fucking Dawson's Creek bullshit.
Hey,
yeah, like the way he looks. People keep saying these other people. I think he looks like a fucked up pasty.
You mean my Mighty Duck fuck?
Yeah.
For the Mighty Ducks?
Somehow he reminds me of Pasty or something like that. I fucking hate this guy. He reminds me of like the second. I don't know. He's the worst. He's just sucks. And they made him all goth fucking emo for this season. Oh my god!
Kind of done that with a lot.
And they even like put like eyeliner on him, like fucking Johnny Depp and shit. Like, oh my god, just fucking trash, written trash.
Really? You didn't like this?
This is their Euron. Although he was written by George R.R. Martin, he is somehow D&D's fucking Glenn Dumpster.
You think it's a Glenn? That's going dark, Joe.
Yeah, that's deep. Dude,
I've said it.
That's deep.
I've said it.
So
But somehow not ruining the show at the same point.
No, like I don't think it's ruined the show at all. I have some reservations about
Yote says he does look kind of like the Dawson's Creek guy, though, Joe.
Thank you.
I don't see that. I don't know.
Thank you. He does. And like since the haircut, since the new urine.
I don't
is
even
pasty.
remember. I don't know that. Like,
I'm sorry. I actually like the sea battle. I thought Yara kicked ass. King McKay also says, I also like the sea battle when Yara looked across her fleet as it burned. I knew I was watching Game of Thrones. I thought it was great. Tom himself says, get out of my mind, Joe. You're reading.
See, I liked aspect. It was very bloody. They really conveyed the chaos.
Someone
of the
asked
situation.
what is. Sorry, Katie. Someone asked what is a Glenn dumpster. What is?
Oh, yeah. That's
good question.
Glenn dumpster. Okay, so for anybody who doesn't watch The Walking Dead, the Glenn dumpster is essentially the Fonzie shark jump.
It's the shark.
It's a
jump
moment
of
in The Walking Dead that is completely ridiculously out of proportion to the rest of The Walking Dead, that it's pretty much ruined the show, and most of the shit since that moment has been downhill from the previous episodes.
Yes.
That's what I'm saying by the Glenn dumpster. It's a moment in which Glenn hides under a dumpster to hide from thousands of zombies that are surrounding him.
It's one of those moments that you look at the show and you think that was way too far over the line.
We're done with the recap.
Yeah.
Shut the fuck up, Joe.
Oh, with the echo too.
Yeah, it needs the echo at the end. Lots of love to our buddy Tim Kirsch. So let's get to the phone lines now. We enter our episode. Joe hates the Euron stuff. Euron's trash. I actually liked the sea battle at the end. I thought it was done pretty well. I liked that it was in the darkness.
I would have liked it more if it was an actual sea battle and not just a fight between a couple of guys on one fucking boat.
They did a lot of what I have an issue with movie and TV. Oh, did we get a super chat?
We got a super chat from Timo. I spun the wheel and I didn't knock it over.
Woo!
Everyone drink. Everyone, that includes everyone on the live chat. Drink, even if you have soda. Even if you have soda, everyone toast. Toast.
This is soda, but it's got vodka in it.
That works. So that's the end of our episode. Let's take a couple calls. Let's take a couple of the voicemails we have. I think we have like 11 voicemails, but some of them I'm going to probably save for the feedback show. And our feedback show is on Tuesday, so make sure you get your feedback or in the Discord group. Get them in there. You can always voicemail 781-990-8509, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. But right now is the time to call in. Right now, 657-383-0370. You want to get your voice on the show? Now is the time. Area code 985. Here you go, 985. What's going on?
Hey guys, it's Raven. How y'all doing?
Doing awesome. How are you doing tonight, Raven?
Good. I got 1 point and one question for you, if you don't mind.
Do it. Get the point and then ask the question.
All right. So the point is, I noticed is they stress really quickly that Jon has not seen Snow, so we haven't seen Jon's interaction with Ghost at all, but we saw Nymeria and how they bond. I really think Jon will have an interaction with the dragons, and I think it might be the green one because Tyrion had the yellow one, and Dany's got the black one.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not sure how great of an interaction it would be, but I think it would be interaction regardless. You know, they had to be pretty cool to see that.
Yes.
But I noticed that they're trying to downplay the dragons a little bit with like the ballista and shit.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm kind of wondering what big baddies the bad guys are going to have. You know, like maybe some spiders or polar bears or some crazy shit we haven't seen yet. Because they're kind of downplaying, oh, she's got 3 dragons. We've been here for about 7 seasons now.
Yeah.
You know, but my question also is, why the hell didn't Davos speak up when they were having the meeting about Dragonstone? He didn't live in Dragonstone. He knows about the dragon glass. Why the hell didn't he help Jon out with that thing? Left him hanging.
Yep.
That's an excellent question, my friend, and thank you so much.
Well,
did they know about the dragon glass?
Here's the thing. It's mentioned to Samwell in passing
and
by Stannis. He like picks up a piece of it, and he's like, what is this? And he's like, it's dragon glass. It's what beat. And he kind of throws it aside. He's like, yeah, we get this shit all over the place.
Oh,
and that's the end of it. Like, it doesn't go anywhere beyond that. It's kind of like in passing, Stannis mentions it to Sam, and Sam, being the smart, brilliant genius he is, treats it like it's nothing and like kind of dismisses it until he sees that book and he's like, fuck, I didn't realize, but Stannis was right. There's a mountain of this useless shit underneath that place. So,
which is interesting. Why would he, like, he knows how important at that point.
At that point, right, when he's up there and he's talking to Stannis, right.
Like, you take that seriously.
Right to Jon,
and then maybe you go and make sure it's true at the Citadel, but you take that seriously. You know how important it is.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
So let's go to Jay for his last call of the evening. Here is Jay. Welcome to the show, Jay. Oh, wait. No, not yet.
No.
Jay.
Now
teaser.
Now, here you go. Now you're on the air.
What's up, Joe? Hey, by the way, Joe, I gave you a compliment and you left the screen. So it was perfect timing on your part.
I know. It was at 1 hour, like 20 minutes, 1 hour, 19 minutes. I had to pee. I'm literally to watch it.
Over and over and over.
Is equal to the when what's his name jumped a shark, or when Batman used shark repellent in the Batman show, because I don't think it's like equal. I kind of thought the Glenn thing was kind of believable. And I had another point or a question.
I agree with you.
Other question?
I agree with you on that.
I forgot what it was. I'll call back in later or something.
Well, Jay, I've got to tell you, I do agree with you in that the Glenn moment is kind of believable. It's
You
kind of
want it
believable.
to be anyways.
But that's only because I really want it to be believable,
Yeah.
like Katie says.
Yeah.
And so I kind of, it's not quite Fonzie jumping the shark with his leather jacket and not getting a bit of fucking water on him, ridiculous. But ultimately, it's a marking point in the Walking Dead series
of the descent
that you can, at least I can markedly say. A lot of people are like, I hated season 2, or I hated this part, or this chunk episodes. But ultimately, from that moment on, it really kind of gets ridiculous in my mind.
Yeah.
It starts to be very unserious without taking itself unserious. Like there's I constantly compare these two shows because they're the only two really zombie shows that I watch on television. That this and Z Nation, and Z Nation, at least it knows it's not serious and it doesn't take itself to be serious.
Yeah, it knows when it's getting absurd.
The Walking Dead seems to have decided we are no longer serious, but we're going to pretend to the audience.
I love how you're using this as an opportunity to bash The Walking Dead.
It was in the question.
It was in the question. So when I say that
Glenn adjacent.
that Euron is kind of he's the moment, like it really feels like that. It hurts to watch him on screen. Every moment he's on screen. The whole back and forth between him and Jamie and the Queen was fucking stupid. The whole fucking like he just shows up out of nowhere. All of a sudden, Balon's got a fucking brother. Even in the books, it seemed kind of stupid. And he throws his brother off, and now he's gonna. You should try murdering your brothers and sisters. It feels wonderful. Hey, I'm the only person in the Seven Kingdoms that doesn't think it's a fucking curse, and everybody's gonna be like, all right.
Yeah, why even go see them to begin with and say I'm going to bring you a
gift?
Just
go fucking
bring
kill
the fucking
everybody.
Gift. You know what you're doing.
Right.
And there's a lot of absurdity around how we came to this place of this battle between the two Iron Islanders. And there was, I think they did a good job of conveying the chaos of it all in the moment, but they also. Well, I think a big part of it. It was that Jack Sparrow pirate moment,
right?
Almost.
Well, I think what George R.R. Martin does here is he constantly builds up these great heroes for us: Ned, Robb, Yara, I guess. Just others, I guess. Mormont. Whoever, and he kills all these.
All supposed to be the iconic
Stannis
of the
and he kills them all off. And he kills them all off because he knows he's writing them for people to like them. He knows that they're characters that we're going to like, that we're going to get behind, that we're going to rally behind because people want to be good and they want to root for a hero. And he keeps killing them all on purpose. He kills them so that when our heroes finally do emerge, we are actually behind them, and it's not all of our heroes because not everybody wins. But sometimes the good guy does win,
and sometimes they fail miserably, and everyone's heart.
Sometimes we just write Euron into a fucking show because we're fucking stupid as. Fuck.
I love your hate for the Greyjoys. It is epic. Let's take a couple of voicemails and then call it an evening. Epic. And then we'll save anyone whose voicemail or text was not gotten to tonight. We will get to on the feedback show. We'll also tell you guys anybody else that wants to get in.
We value your voice.
We do value your voice, and it will be played on the feedback show. We have fucking 9 voicemails in a lot of text right now.
Oh, wow.
I like it, Janelle Walden. I like Guy Liner and don't even notice it on urine. Then again, I try not to look at him at all. Right?
Avert your eyes.
Look at me. I'm so crazy. You love me, ladies.
I say he's very Jack Sparrow.
Avert your eyes. Here we go. Let's play a message.
Hey, guys. I love your show. It's awesome. I got to.
Oh, already we love you. Already.
Hell yeah. Call back again next week.
Love you.
Call back every week.
Here I want you to consider. You know that Euron is going to be bringing back a gift to Cersei. Obviously, that gift is going to be Ilaria Sand, the killer of her daughter.
Yes.
So what do you think about this? Cersei takes Ilaria Sand.
And Yara.
throws her down in the black cells. But when she does, we see Septa Unella still being tortured from last season.
Awesome.
Absolutely.
Perfect. Wonderful.
Unfinished motherfucking business.
Motherfucking
Absolutely.
She's
I
a
hope so. I've been waiting.
Cersei
I've been waiting to
is
see
a
that.
narcissistic sadist. Absolutely.
We need to see
I
that.
like your style. What's your name and where were you from?
This is from area code 630.
Oh, it was a voicemail.
Yes,
he wasn't
we're
live.
voicemail.
Yeah, he wasn't live.
Yeah, no, that would be fantastic. I hope so. I hope we do get a glimpse of that. And I do think you're right. Ooh, I think the gift is the sandwiches.
Yes, and yes.
And so
the
I think that's
Ironborn and the
wonderful.
Sandwiches,
I hate those cunts, and I don't care who kills them, even if it is Cersei that gets to kill them. I hope that she takes out some of her frustrations on those gashes.
Well, that's a good spin-off series.
Those
The
gashes.
torture sessions of Cersei and her enemies.
Yeah. I'm all for
series.
that. I'm all for these chicks. Man, they killed Dr. Bashir. You don't get to kill Bashir.
You don't kill Bashir.
Nobody kills Bashir.
No,
Come on.
That was
Come on
wrong
now.
and egregious, and they need.
Wait, we got some Timo for Joe, I think. Where is it? Jesus, Mary, and Joseph. Shake my head. Game of Thrones fans. They're gonna be the death of me. Ironborns build and steal what they've done for years, but now people are complaining about it. Fuck the Ironborn. Fuck the Ironborn, and that is. Oh, sorry. I'm fucking trying to hit Q's, but my mouse isn't working. Here we go. But that is. What? A wrong song.
Don't have to worry.
Yeah, well, isn't that a walk? That's a Walking Dead song, dude.
Don't have to worry.
Wait,
Well, that's
or
just
Fist of the First Men song.
Life, like survival song.
That is. I was wrong about that, but this is the song I meant to play.
90 seconds.
90 seconds. What? Now the show has just gone off the wall. Here
Oh,
we-
fuck,
off the
Tom.
rails.
That is a great
Chaos
question.
everywhere.
What was Tom's question?
Tom's question, and we should all ask each other this.
Oh.
At Phil the Issues Guy, ask Joe, please, if you were in a field with infinite little Lyanna Mormont bears, how many do you think you could take out before they kill your ass? No armor, no weapon.
Zero.
No. Honestly, I'm gonna say it depends on how they attack me. If they attack me Bruce Lee style and come in one by one, I think I might be able to take out a couple hundred before they take me down. However, if they just infinitely fucking like come at me from all sides, I might punch one. Doesn't mean I take her
You're
out.
not taking any.
Doesn't mean I take her out. But ultimately, infinite. Like, how many monkeys? If you take infinite monkeys and put them in front of infinite typewriters, how long does it take for one of them to create Shakespeare?
Words, Joe. Here we go. Here's another fucking caller. Here we go.
That was
Lyanna rocks.
Lyanna does rock.
And Oberyn's widow. They were going to pick up the Dornish army. Elena is going by horse to get the Tyrells.
Ah, okay.
Okay. Yeah. One more time.
Girl yet.
That was just Sam Snakes and Oberyn's widow. They were going to pick up the Dornish army. Elena is going by horse to get the Tyrells.
Okay. Let's listen to this call right here.
Okay.
Game of Thrones episode 2 recap.
Is that the comic book guy? Game of Thrones episode
3-word recap. You're gone? You're gone. You're on!
What the fuck was that?
That was amazing. And he
What's
followed
your name? Ricard? No.
that up with this message right here. Same caller.
And I thought Miss Sunday was a cunning linguist.
Oh no, he did the wrong tune.
Wow.
He did the wrong tune. That only gets him mad. If you hum that while you're down there, that's just gonna get him mad, man. I'm telling you. You switch it up. Wait.
Goodness.
Was I talking about something else?
I don't know.
I don't know what you're talking. Yeah.
Yeah. No. That's the wrong tune, man. You don't want to do that. That's Black Mojo right there. That's Black Cocoa Mojo.
Whoa.
That is.
This is Robert.
Bad Cocoa Mojo.
Cocoa's yummy.
Here you go. Here's Robert. Please.
Who will run the Dornish army now that the Sand Snakes are captured or dead? And did Euron have a spy
That makes sense.
in the Greyjoy ships? How would he know where they're at unless he was trailing them or something along those lines?
I think Euron has superpowers. I'm sure he does have a spy, but it won't be.
Yeah.
And who will lead the Dornish army at this point? I think ultimately they'll probably just go behind Dany's side at this point, all the Dornish soldiers, because
Right around that side butthole.
Yeah, we'll ride around Dany's side butthole.
Absolutely. Yeah, it will. Yeah, they're going to be driven for vengeance, presumably, just like the Sand Mama was. So.
Yep. Here, let's listen to this message.
Hi. Hey, Phil, Joe, and Katie. This is Helen from the motherfucking chat. I love your voice so much. I just wanted to say, maybe this is just the Vela Daenerys Dale talking, but I sobbed to the end of that Nymeria and Arya scene. Even though it may have been poetic for Arya to say, it's not you. Like Ned once said to Arya about being a lady in a great house.
Yes, it's you.
It still was really heartbreaking, and you know, Arya's been alienated from her own pack, and she's found it like Nymeria has. And also the scene with Yara at the end with the tears streaming down her face with Theon's PTSD kicks in also broke my heart.
Yeah.
Discuss. And thanks for everything that you do, and I'll be in the motherfucking chat later. Thanks.
Yeah, Helen.
Woo!
You see,
And that's yes.
Great point, Helen. I
Both
don't
of
know
those,
yet.
yes.
I don't know yet. I want to hope that it's not Theon's PTSD that kicked in that made him jump off over that edge.
They
And
really
it
pushed
very
that,
could possibly
that
be.
idea. They
It
really
very
pushed it.
could possibly
So it's
be.
probably
But
not.
I'm still holding on to hope that it's not. That
Yeah.
it was him looking around and making the conscious, concerted effort to or decision to say,
And
you know,
difficult decision.
there's nothing I can do for you. Either we both die or I come back to fight another day.
Yeah,
At least there's that, sister.
I get the facts of what happened here to the people who can do something about it. That's Black. Everyone loves.
Everybody
Black
loves
Cocoa
Black
Mojo.
Cocoa Mojo, my man.
Everybody does.
But yeah, regardless, both of those scenes were very heartbreaking and very emotional because it really showed the change or possible not change that people have been through. And even in Nymeria, she's not that domesticated puppy. She's a wolf with her own pack that she leads. Arya is a wolf, and she's a lone wolf at this point with a goal in mind.
Agreed.
Hey guys, can't we just put Lady Olenna on the Iron Throne and get it over with? I mean, everything
Seriously,
out of this lady's
you
mouth.
know, oh my goodness.
She's sharp, she's wise, she's savvy, she's tough,
Experienced.
she's badass, and if you bang her, you can't walk.
Bam.
So
And then second in
Lady
line.
Olenna. I know it never happened, but Lady
Danny's
Olenna.
gonna marry her.
No, second in line to Lady Orlena is Lyanna.
Danny's
The
gonna
little
marry
bear.
Lyanna.
Baby Bear rocks.
Danny and Lyanna gonna get hitched, and they're gonna
And they're gonna raise Lyanna.
Lyanna's
sorry.
marrying Danny,
Oh, I thought you're okay. I was thinking
and they're gonna
Orlena
unite the
was
North
gonna
and the
marry
South.
Danny, and they raise Lyanna to be.
No, Lyanna's a woman, man. She's Lady of the Bear Island.
Yes,
She's a
but
bear.
she's still a baby.
Well,
bear.
she'll nurture her, grow her a little,
Well,
and then
that's
she'll
why
marry her.
she needs some learning.
She's a bitch of the North. She ain't no little girl.
Oh my goodness!
Man, she's right.
You can be both.
She's the lady of that house. She's like 17 years old, according to Game of Thrones.
Not the TV. That is not a 17-year-old girl on the TV screen.
She's like 19.
She's like 19.
but
Thank you.
she's a little
She
girl.
just looks young.
Katie, she's like 19. No,
Dude,
Alright.
we ID'd her at the Wolf Den.
Oh, sure.
She
Go
was
and
in the nightclub. She was ID'd at the Wolf Den.
Yes.
Go and I made sure. So let's listen.
That's in the hottest nightclub in Winterfell. She was in there. She was partying. She was in the bar. Woo woo.
Yeah,
She was a woo girl, Joe.
no, Lyanna would not be a
Hey,
girl. Oh, No. No.
Here we go.
Put
Here's
a
the
little pink fucking cowboy hat on
made for her?
that.
'Cause
No.
the theme song made for me too.
Yeah, we all want a theme song. You can get the reprise to "Shut the Fuck Up, Joe."
Okay, Jay, I'll try to come up with a theme song too at some point.
Oh damn.
I think Theon probably made the right choice, but because he made the right choice, he's gonna have no help to go get Yara if he decides
it's gonna be
a patron. That's how she earned it.
to go rescue her. And I don't know. I think that's the only way he can redeem himself. If he somewhat finds a way to sneak into King's Landing and then like free Yara or something,
And
or
kill
like
Yara.
die trying.
And yes, and or
This-
kill your
see-
For Yara and then die in order for Yara to get away or something
Okay.
like that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna change my. You just gave me a little light to my flame here. All right,
Ooh.
and I'm gonna change a little bit of my opinion. I'm gonna go with okay. That was a complete
to the bathroom,
PTSD
Jojo.
moment.
Which puppy?
That was
yeah.
that was a complete failure, right? And he can't hear me, so he'll never get to hear that.
But,
So this is perfect timing
appropriate.
twice in one night.
Oh, both of you
So
got
we're
the
gonna say
moment.
Phil is right, and it was a PTSD moment. It was Reek returning. It was complete pussy fucking. Sorry.
No,
It
you
was
do not
complete
characterize
weak
PTSD as
fucking pansy fucking
No.
action. Pansy's a flower. It's weak. And he whatever. Let me get to my point.
Oh my
Shut
God.
up, woman.
There's nothing weak.
Oh
about
my
a
God! If I had a his and hers
PTSD
mug
episode.
right now. So anyway, what was I talking?
Pansies
What was
are
I
actually
talking
quite
about?
hardy flowers.
See, you do this to me. I interrupt you. Now we'll sit here
I
and
never-
quiet
okay.
while Phil
I never
returns.
said you didn't. I didn't interrupt.
What was I
you.
talking about?
You were talking about Theon's moment. And
Right.
whether
So
or
he
not
jumps.
it
Okay, I
was
got
a
it. I got
moment
it.
of-
I got it. What the fuck was I talking about?
No, you got it. You got it.
Oh
You
my
got it.
God! You just keep going. You don't.
You were
stop.
talking about Theon and whether it was a PTSD moment.
And it
or
was
not.
a PTSD moment. And we're going to say Phil was right in that it was a PTSD moment. And here's the thing. When he's in the water and he's looking up and he's seeing whether it was Yara or a sand snake hanging from the bow and the other one nailed to the bow, whoever the fuck these people was, as he looks over the fucking battlefield with it burning down and him having to tread water for however many hours, he's sitting there watching fucking Euron's big fucking Titanic of a ship
His
fucking sail away.
ridiculously immense fucking ship.
Oh shit, we got a super
This
chat
will
donation
be
while I was gone.
the point where he decides finally that he is going to no longer be Reek, that he's had enough. Enough is enough. Weak enough for long enough.
Interesting.
And this will be the moment where we see the turnaround, where we had Yara trying to say to him back at Volantis or whatever in the bar where she's twatting up with this other chick.
Dark.
She's like, drink. I need you to stand up for yourself now. Drink. And he's still like, I don't want to drink. She's like, drink and be a man. And he's like, man, but if I listen to you and drink, am I being a man? Or am I still being just a pussy who's doing what he told you to do and drink? I don't know. Let me keep drinking and do what you tell me to do because I'm just fucking Reek still. So there's either with that and with hold on, and even with the moment earlier with what happened?
Dark Whiffy donated. The sense of Littlefinger needs to end. War doesn't have time for political games. Take shots, motherfuckers.
Okay, so with that and with the scene when Yara is twatting up with the sand snake there, and he says to her, she says, "Get me some more ale, you fucking Reek." And Reek goes to get it, and Yara says, "He's not your servant." He says, "It's okay. It's okay."
So
there is still that in him, right? So with those two scenes, with the scene back on Iron Islands where she's like, "I don't need fucking Reek. I need my brother. I need someone that's going to stand up for me." All this shit, and
he's supposed to be her protector. Yes.
And now he's looking out at the burned fleet. His sister's been taken. The sand snakes are hanging, and all this shit.
Well,
this will be his moment to turn around Enrique and Theon.
Decide what his character truly is, and not just rest on what other people are trying to enforce upon him. I think is where you're going. I'm not Reek, I'm not Theon, I'm my own man, and in this moment I'm deciding that. I think is where you're going with that.
Right, that's where I'm going, babe. You know me.
That's where Joe's going. We have a lot of text right now, and we have another voicemail, but we're going to save all of that stuff for the feedback show. If people can see in the feedback show right now, I'll be on Tuesday with Nick Hodges from History Buffs. If you haven't checked out History Buffs already, highly recommend checking out them. We got you can
hold on. You know I gotta say this. I fucking you know me. I don't watch YouTube shit. I don't know anybody on YouTube. I know Nick Hodges. I don't know him specifically as a person or as a whatever, but I know him from watching some of his shit.
Knowledgeable.
Fucking smart guy.
Yeah,
wow, smart guy.
He does a lot of research. He does a lot of fucking research. Knows what he's fucking talking about. I might be on a podcast with him like a couple of times this week, but Nick's an awesome dude, and really excited for him to be on the channel. If you haven't checked out Nick's channel, I cannot recommend it enough. He will be on answering your questions.
I got a couple questions for him about some of his videos too. Hopefully, I'll be on Wednesday.
Yeah.
No, please. We're going to be on Tuesday. We're going to be on Tuesday at 2:30. Will be.
Oh, that's like the middle of the night for me. I got to work tomorrow night.
Yeah. So if you have any questions though, leave it on the voicemail line, Joe.
Yeah, hey.
990-8509. Leave a message for Nick. It can be Game of Thrones related. It can be History Buffs related. Whatever. With Nick. Make sure you check that out. People in the live motherfucking chat. How the fuck is Phil not drunk? If he never gets drunk, shake my head. I'm pretty fucking drunk.
He's a cyborg.
I don't want to give up his secret.
I just did.
So. Oh.
No, Joe. There's no secret tonight. There's no secret tonight. Trust me.
Hey, I was talking about Katie's cyborg content, but
yeah, I am possibly cyborg. But special announcement: Joe will be the new Reek next season. I'll let Dario know.
I would love. Do I get what? When do I get my contract papers to sign? I would absolutely be the new fucking Reek. I'll be the Reek. I'll be the eunuch. I'll be the fucking Unsullied. You fucking say it. The you're on, the you're in, the you're on me, fucking whatever, man. Fucking just put me in that shit. I'll be a dead white, a white dead, a fucking black cocoa, whatever you want. Fucking
Tuesday we will be on at 2:30. Jay was asking a couple of people. Nick and I will be on at about 2:30 on Tuesday.
Awesome. I'm gonna do my best to be there for that whole show. That dude's fucking good, man. That dude's really good. He's really smart. His facts are pretty right on for most of the shows that I've seen that he's done.
Hogarth the Dane says, see you on Tuesday, and trust me, Phil does get drunk. Joe's hair is the week.
Joe's dirty locks are actually surprisingly clean. He washes them 3 times a week.
They're not dirty.
With beautiful dandruff suave control shampoo and sometimes some lavender bronzers.
And now
asks, it smells like pussy.
Joe, do you think that Sansa is the epitome of idiocy? Does the sight of beautiful
yes
give sound advice to drive you loco? Everyone join the Discord group. The link is in the description below. You want to keep the discussion going this week? You want to not stop the discussion? Join the Discord group. Keep the live motherfucking chat going. It's our own Discord group. There's different rooms for different topics, whether you want to talk about Game of Thrones, Walking Dead, Better Call Saul, Vikings. You want to talk about 420 and you can talk about fucking weed. You can talk about whatever you want. There's a room for it. Join the Discord group. Lots of fun. You can also find us on Facebook. You can find us on Google Plus. If this Google Plus still exists. But yeah, you can find us on Friends of Phil on Google. In that group right there, Al Red Sox post some amazing shit. Join us. You can check out our other channel, Dirty Issues, where Joe and I stream some video games. Sometimes it's also the home of our buddy Taka. who is always doing some vlog type stuff and random shit on I pop up in there on occasion to do some Zelda streams, some other video game streams, and some random vlog stuff too. So definitely, if you haven't already, subscribe to Dirty Issues. You can check out Joe doing his.
Oh yeah, man, I'd be gaming on that shit. Be shooting people right in the fucking bean.
Bam.
Playing Jason. We fucking killed Brohawk earlier today. He was playing as Jason. Like 7 o'clock. It is streamed on Dirty Issues. So if you want to go see Brohawk Riley completely fail as fucking Jason and get his ass murdered, you go there, you check out tonight's stream. We put it up. It's wonderful. It's a lot of fun.
Machete him.
I love you, Brohawk. Die well.
Everybody, there's nothing more fun than killing Brohawk Riley. Everybody,
as Jason.
If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button. Please hit the like button. Share this video. Tell a friend. Help our army of amazing people grow. FOPs, you motherfuckers in the live chat are amazing. Join all the groups. Some amazing shit going on right there. Let me give a shout out to everybody in the live chat right now. AJ Gonzalez, Aaron Sharp, Analysis of Thrones, Aubrey, Broke Blackman, Bueno, Chuck, Darth, Gecko, Horgoth the Dane, Jay Madden, Kyle, Lark, MPI, Mark Harrington, MSSR, Peter Griffin, Pete's Live Music, Phil the Issues Guy, fuck that guy, Quixote, Sean, SM Down, Jay, you were fucking amazing, Jay.
Gary Eakin, I saw in there too.
Oh, Tom, Gary, William, Renwood, who is being ninja and popping on in there. Renwood, one of the best ever. Everyone, thank you so much. Peter Griffin in the live chat. Peter. And Peter, fuck Meg. Long live all of us. Thank you so much, everybody. Join us next week. Joe, Katie, and I will be back next week to talk some more Game of Thrones. And Nick and I will be on Tuesday. So please get your voicemail and text in. Again, here is how you get your feedback in. Email me at IGotIssuesMan@gmail.com. Voicemail 781-990-8509. All you people who left text messages tonight, I see you got 14 text messages right now.
Oh, for goodness sake.
And if you want in about a half an hour, 45 minutes or so, check out the Dirty Issues Gaming channel on YouTube. I'll probably be going on to play some more Friday the 13th. And I'm going to ask Katie if that's all right as soon as we get off doing the show.
We'll see.
So hopefully you'll see me on that playing some tonight.
And one more time, everybody, here's the Timo's Rent of the Night song because it's...
It's Timo's Rent of the Night. It's Timo's Rent of the Night. Fuck Sansa. Fuck Sansa.
So bad.
Fuck Sansa.
I heard it too.
Oh, Rent of the Night.
Woo, fuck Sansa. Fuck her in the ass.
No.
I can still feel what you did in me. Fuck Sansa. Fuck Sansa.
No.
Yes, Katie. Yes, Katie. Yes.
I still feel what you did in me.
No, guys. Come
yes,
on.
me. Yes, everybody. Thank you so much. We will be back next week. More. Here, he was this episode, so let's finish the show with him.
And here we have Bronze.
Perdition, you are so right.
You wouldn't know it. You're an up-jumped cutthroat. Aye. Up-jumped. Nothing more. You're an up-jumped cutthroat.
Now I'm a knight.
Up-jumped.
You're no knight. Sir Bronn of the Blackwater. Killed the right people, son. That's exactly who I am. My lord.
I'm not your toady. I'm not your friend. I'm not your toady.
Now I'm a knight.
Fair enough.
Here we have Bronze.
You need a woman.
Here we have Bronze.
Nothing like a woman after a fight.
You're an up-jumped cutthroat. Up-jumped.
After the virgin's fire.
Up-jumped cutthroat.
Aye.
Up.
And you're a grub. Fancy armor.
I'm just an up-jump sellsword.
Fair enough. You're an anointed knight. Now I'm a knight. Fight pretty good for a little girl.
Here we have Bronze.
Aye. I'm your friend.
I've had an exciting life. I want my death to be boring.
Hear it. They say it's impregnable.
Give me 10 good men and some climbing spikes. I'll impregnate the bitch.